Alright, guys. I had an idea. So a while ago, recently, I installed Reign of Chaos, the Warcraft 3, the Reign of Chaos, from the original disc that you could buy in 2002. That only has the unit editor. There's no import manager. There's no ability editor. There's none of that. It's just the Reign of Chaos, and it's kind of fun because it's sort of, in some ways, it's simpler. So what I thought I was going to try to do today is to make the Cliche Warcraft 3 Reign of Chaos mod. And in order to make the Cliche Warcraft 3 Reign of Chaos mod, all we need to do is we're going to edit patch 1.00, the very first, earliest released patch of Warcraft that I ever had, simplest and oldest Warcraft 3. We're going to have no TFT assets or resources, right? Because we can't use those. They're not going to work. I'm going to put the caveat, unless we port, well, we don't actually have to do much porting, unless we include them ourselves. And then what we're going to do is we're going to make these races. We're going to make the orcs be the chaos orcs. We're going to make the night elves be the corrupted night elves. We're going to make the undead be the Nerubians, and we're going to make the humans be the high elves. So one of the first things I think we need to do in order to make this happen, probably, is let me just reset my zoom now. All right, great. Reset the zoom. So one of the first things we need to do to make this happen is to edit our settings files to make sure we display the correct racial name values in our world. And this is going to highlight something that some of you may know. In the Reign of Chaos, you might already know this, but in the Reign of Chaos, it is true that we're very limited in what we can do. So we're going to spend a lot of time editing config files, which is why I have this giant bundle of config files going on here. So for now, I'm not going to start changing like musics and UI tiles yet. Although if this video goes quickly enough, and if we have a good enough time, I might change the UI tiles to go along with things. But one of the first things we want to do is we want to go to probably just the global strings file, really would be a reasonable place to go. And if we go to night_elf, right, what we can do is we can change night elf : to say corrupted. Now I'm going to say corrupted instead of corrupted night elf for the brevity and space. But, you know, it seems reasonable, right? So then orc is going to be chaos orc. And I know some people would say fel orc, but in this particularly old version of the Reign of Chaos, it was called the Chaos Orcs instead of the Fel Orcs. So for my entertainment, I'm going to just continue to call them the Chaos Orcs instead of the Fel Orcs. So here's Night Elf again, so we're going to change that to Corrupted. Orc, again, is going to be Chaos Orc. And then that's two of those, so now we need to find Human, and this is going to be probably one of the more annoying ones. Here we go. Here's Human is going to be High Elf. Let's see, human. Here we go, High Elf. And then last but not least, we have to find the strings for undead, and we're just going to change that to say Nerubian. Nerubians, because the undead are now the Nerubians. We probably have to do that with the colon one also. Great, so having thus changed that, the other place we probably want to change it in, I think, is world edit strings. And this is what's so kind of fun about this, is when it's just simple, right? I can just go in here and I can just change these guys right up. All the language files are all in the same folder in the same place. And we can just save that. And now let's try running our Reign of Chaos world editor and game client, just to kind of verify for fun that things are working how we intend. It should be the case that in our world editor, it's going to say all of our custom names so that we know we've gotten things to start to change, and then we can start to change what's in the actual game client itself. So let's see what we got here. Yeah, we got High Elf, Chaos Orc, and Nerubian, and Corrupted. So we've correctly changed our strings there. That's looking great. Let's check out in-game. You'll have to forgive me for the 4:3 resolution. This particular code base is a little bit old. So let's do it. Here we go. Now I'm in game. Single player. Custom game. And as you can see, If I go to any of these, we have High Elf, Chaos Orc, Marubian, Corrupted. Now, of course, as of yet, we don't have any custom units that are going to make this thing work. So, for those of you who don't remember the customization capacity of the Reign of Chaos World Editor, not only can we not make custom abilities, but we're also severely limited in a lot of other regards. So if I start this guy up, you'll see that just generally speaking, if I want to take like some of these units and try to change what they are, right? For example, like the Stasis Trap can't have an attack, and you can't ever give it an attack because it doesn't have one. There's like these very interesting restrictions between unit types that you can't make one particular unit type into another one. There's just a huge number of fields missing in the world editor that would otherwise allow you to customize those things, but aren't present, and so you can't. So in order to really get deep and do this right, what we need to do for our Reign of Chaos mod is to just edit these SLK files to make custom units. So I think what we want to do is to probably start off with that. But as far as that, we definitely are going to have some work to do. So let's check out Unit UI as an interesting start here. So this has like the model files of everything. So one of the first things we're going to do probably is go to Tree of Life, to each of these Tree of Life models, and we're going to copy Corrupted Tree of Life over here, right? Corrupted Tree of Life. Here we go. These are all the Corrupted Tree of Life models and model paths, and we're just going to stick those on the actual Tree of Life, right? Which just makes sense that that's going to give us so that the unit IDs that were formerly Tree of Life unit IDs are going to have Corrupted Night Elves, and we'll just paste that on all of them there. Now, the other things we're going to want to edit is we're going to want to have other Night Elf Corrupted buildings here. So we've got Ancient Protector, Ancient of War. Let's go ahead and make sure we get those copied on the standard. So there's Night Elf, Ancient of War, and Ancient Protector. Right now I have Ancient Protector copied. Let's see if we can find him. Where is that? What is it? Treant? Protector. There we go. Sorry, it was right in front of my face. There we go. Ancient Protector. Ancient of War. Let's see. It's going to be the same. I guess I was copying unit sound here too, wasn't I? I was kind of thinking... That's kind of funny. I was kind of thinking that this column would be something else. But yeah, there you go. So we're going to change some of these Night Elf units, start making them look like Corrupted units. And we're going to have to change some other things too. Definitely the icons, right? So we're going to have to save Unit UI. Just save it in place. Just save it. Yeah, it already exists. Just save it in place. Alright. Night Elf Unit Funk has the icons. So let's just go to ETOL, Tree of Life. Here we go. And we're just going to put Corrupted Tree of Life icon on there. Just to kind of give it that. Now, I don't think we have a Corrupted Tree of Ages and Corrupted Tree of Eternity icon, which really kind of makes me sad, because I feel like we do need those. So for that, what I'd like to do now, actually, is to go and get, I believe years ago, I created those as a kid. I'm just going to do a quick check to see if I can find them. I believe it was on this free agent drive, that in an ancient backup drive, there was a time when I created the Corrupted Night Elves. It would have been in one of these very old folders, I think. Or I suppose it might have been in G drive. I'll check the G drive and then I'll check the ancient drive. Basically, we want to get those custom just like models for all the Corrupted Night Elves, because you know that's pretty fun. That'll make them look good. So let's see if I go to Warcraft 3 custom models. Does this have Corrupted Night Elves? It doesn't. I don't see it. I don't think it does. So that probably means we need to go and deep backup, C8 backup, Redder's Dell, C:. There you go. We're gonna go on Redder's Dell, and we're gonna get Redder's Ancient Dell's backup. Now for that, we need to get, what is it? Desktop, like 6 folders of desktop file inside of desktop file. Only the greatest organization here, guys. Alright, great. This is where, as you can see from these icons, I, as a kid, was fascinated by the idea that I could spend all this time to create the Corrupted Night Elves. So many years ago, I went out of my way to create all of these. So I don't know if corrupted ancient of the earth. Let's see if these overwrite any of the existing file paths, or if I can just load them into the game. So in order to do that, we just need to go back to Warcraft 3 Reign of Chaos mod. We'll go to Replaceable Textures, Command Buttons Disabled, and we'll see we have 2 files with the same name. Let me decide. Corrupted Moonwell. No. Wait, they're both saved in 2002? Oh, they're different. One of them's bigger. They're not both from 2002 at the same time. Alright, I'm gonna click cancel on that one. We're gonna skip those files. So it looks like it's Corrupted Moonwell, and probably Corrupted Ancient Protector. If I go back here... No? What's the other one that didn't copy? Corrupted Moonwell didn't copy. Corrupted Tree of Life didn't copy. Okay, that makes sense. So... what do we want to do? You know what? For consistency, let's just use the ones I created as a kid. Sure, what the heck. So we'll just copy those in there. This is a mod. This isn't the real game. So we have that. Now let's go do the very same thing with command buttons in here. Standard buttons. We'll price them all. So yeah, that should be good. And as far as that goes, and that should give us the ability in the config file we were just editing to just say Corrupted Tree of Life, Corrupted Tree of Ages, Corrupted Tree of Eternity. So that's a good start for us. I'd also like to hit Moonwell on our first pass. How about that? So Moonwell is going to be Corrupted Moonwell right there. So we're going to save that in our Night Elf unit funcs. So that's a good progress for us. We have a Corrupted Moonwell. But let's go back to the units, noting that I didn't change the Moonwell to use the Corrupted Moonwell model. So we probably want to do that. Corrupted Tree of Life, Corrupted Ant, and Corrupted Moonwell. Here we go. We'll put that back on Moonwell. Moonwell, Corrupted Moonwell. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Now, if I remember right, actually, well, let's see how this goes. I think that in order to make the Corrupted Moonwell, use the... This really doesn't want to save in place, does it? Use the Moonwell water. If we go to like replenish or whatever the Moonwell's ability is. What's the Moonwell's ability? Moonwell has AMBT, which is the same ability the Corrupted Moonwell has, right? That's what's so odd. But we want to go to AMBT's Night Elf ability func. AMBT. Because, well, no, it has Moonwell target and then it has Corrupted Moonwell target in here, right? And we just want to change all these Moonwell targets to just all be Corrupted Moonwell target. And what this is going to mean is, I guess this is per race and then neutral race. Anyway, we're going to change all the racial Moonwell waters to be the Moonwell water of us. So that's pretty good. And then let's start playing with the strings, right? So unit strings, this guy here, we go to Moonwell. Let's call it Venomwell, because it's going to be green inside, right? So we can give it the V hotkey for fun. And we'll call it Venomwell, because it's a Venomwell now. It's Corrupted Night Elves. So we got that in there. But we definitely still have a lot of work to do. You know, we basically just changed the model. Let's check it out in the world editor. Let's check it out in the world editor. Let's just see how we're doing there. Checking it out in the world editor. Let's see if we go to Corrupted. What do we got here? Yeah, here you go. Corrupted Tree of Life is still named Tree of Life. And then we have the Venomwell, which presumably in game is going to have venom pooling in it instead of water. So let's see if that works. So we've correctly customized. See, we edited the Moonwell water ability, even though we can't edit abilities in Reign of Chaos because we're modding Reign of Chaos right now. That's what we're doing. So let's do it. We'll just kick off the game here. We'll see. Yeah, there you go. Here's our Tree of Life. Here's our Venom one. So we are well on our way to an amazing mod. The other thing I think would be kind of fun here, actually, is let's give the Wisp the Reign of Chaos beta Wisp icon, because that's fun. Or actually, I wonder, did I have a corrupted Wisp icon in this? Load in map. Units load in map. Oh yeah, here we go. Alright, let's just load all these icons right here. We just need all of these icons. This is going to be great. Forgot I did this. Corrupted Ent. Sure, we can replace the Corrupted Ent icon. There was some reason. I was trying to follow a mathematical algorithm to make all of the corrupted units identical in their rendering. And so it kind of made sense at the time, a little bit, that you would do that. So Corrupted Ent is now going to be corrupted via the same graphical algorithm that I had worked out back then. And it's funny, right? Because if you look at these files, they're last modified in 2006. So this was 13 years ago. I was like trying to make, it's like I want to make the corrupted units, but we got to do it right. So anyway, this is going to be a lot of fun. But the next thing we need, I'd say, let's do buildings first. Buildings are fun, right? Corrupted buildings, they look pretty cool. So we'll go back to this load and map folder of buildings. And this points out the fact for our mod, right, that I guess really what we probably want to do is have a corrupted buildings folder that we can put all of our corrupted buildings in. I didn't do that back as a kid. So this is going to mean, right, that we can make like Altar of Elders. But maybe it's not even called Altar of Elders, right? Shouldn't it be called like Altar of something else? What should it be called? What do you guys think? Altar of Nightmare. How about that? Because, you know, like the Emerald Nightmare, all that stuff, that kind of makes sense, right? Let's get Altar of Elders in here. So Altar of Elders uses altar.blp. The other thing that's really important is we want to have... What is it? These things use... Some of these things use light bush, I think. Or like... something. Corrupted, entangled goldmine. It's interesting, right? Because this thing had its own entangled goldmine functionality that would entangle it with a different color of roots. I was trying to go all out back in this day, right? You had to go all out. So that's Altar of Nightmare. Anyway, this thing needs to use buildings corrupted Altar of Nightmare. Right? We have to make sure these paths line up in order for these models to move around. So this right here is going to be Altar of Nightmare. Great. So that's Altar of Nightmare, which was one we didn't have. This one was funny because I think I also made. Did I also make Corrupted Tree of Life in here? Yeah, I made the Tree of Life, which is funny because I actually did it with the same algorithm as the others, and it's actually off-colored of the one that Blizzard made. It's not identical, which is kind of weird, right? But so we'll go ahead and use mine just because it's funny. All right, buildings corrupted, Tree of Life. Sure, and we'll do that with the portrait too. So we have that. I guess I did that with the Moonwell. We'll try to get tier 1. Let's try to get all of tier 1. Oh, now we're gonna call it Venomwell. Venomwell. And this is gonna be Venomwell here, and this is just gonna be buildings corrupted Venomwell, Moonwell. Or I guess we'll just change the texture too. Why not? Venomwell. Sure. Cool, so we have that in there. That seems like that's taking a long time though, which is a little unfortunate, right? So that is one thing that kind of makes you wonder, is should we do something with these things when they take a while? But I think we're making progress. So I guess we also need the Hunter's Hall. I'm amazed they put an apostrophe in the file path. We are not going to do that. Let's see, Hunter's Hall. Alright, this actually has an apostrophe in the file path. That's amazing. Buildings corrupted, Hunter's Hall. We're not putting an apostrophe in the file path. That is just abhorrent. Alright, great. So I got rid of that. So now we have the corrupted Hunter's Hall. As far as other tier 1 things, we could get the Ancient Protector, which I guess is funny because this Ancient Protector is is again something that's already present in the game, but now we're just using our particular variant of that. I don't actually know what changed about Ancient of War between the two of them. I guess we just have to use the one labeled X, because it's probably the newer, better one. It was modified later on to use root base. That's what we need. All right, we need in textures, we need root base. That's what we need here. You'll see why this is important in a second. Okay, I really want to change its name, so let's put it here. Root base is going to be corrupted root base, and we're going to put that in the textures folder. And this is going to mean, right, that buildings corrupted. Like for example, our corrupted. Does corrupted ancient protector use it? No, he doesn't. But he does need to have his folder path in there, right? So we're going to have buildings corrupted ancient protector. Great. So we're going to fix that on him. We're going to fix that on his portrait. He is easy because he doesn't use root base. But let's think about I'm surprised Tree of Life doesn't use root base either. If we want to get Ancient of War, right? Because we want to do that, really. We have to use Ancient of War X. Presumably the other one, yeah, the other one uses textures root base. So the idea here is that this Ancient of War is going to be textures / corrupted root base, right? And that's gonna be important because it gives us purple roots when he's rooted. You'll see what I mean. All right, Ancient of War 1, Ancient of War 1. Great. So now we have the Ancient of War. So we're making great progress through tech level 1, right? We have the Venom Well, we have the Hunter's Hall, the Ancient Protector, the Ancient of War, the Altar of Nightmare, Tree of Life. Do we have anything else at tech level 1? Not much is coming to mind for me. So that seems pretty good. I wonder if I have a corrupted Wisp model. Did I actually make a Wisp model that was corrupted? I guess not, because I didn't think I could apply the same algorithmic function to it. It's kind of funny. But I do have an icon for corrupted Wisp, so let's get that icon in use there. Now to do that, Reign of Chaos mod, replaceable textures, command buttons. I think this is where we have corrupted Wisp. Now I wonder if did I already finally get that pasted in here? Because I was thinking about it. Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did. And we got the disabled one too, right? Corrupted Wisp. Yeah. Great. So we have our corrupted, corrupted guys for Tech 1. Let's set up the unit data, and we'll start changing names. So here's unit data. So I played with it a little bit before, but let's play with it a little bit more here, because as you'll note, right, corrupted Tree of Life here is going to change to instead be units or buildings corrupted, which is our new folder that we created, and then just Tree of Life in that folder. It's notably a different flavor of corrupted Tree of Life that matches an algorithmic transformation that was able to be applied to all corrupted Night Elves. Although I did it 13 years ago, so I did it by hand, but it was designed so it could have been algorithmic, right? Let's see, corrupted. Let's see, buildings, corrupted, Moonwell. And this is going to be the corrupted Moonwell building. There you go. So we have that, which is pretty nice. Corrupted Moonwell building. Let's do it to the Ancient Protector. This guy really does not want to let me edit what I have selected. It's amazing. Ancient Protector, Ancient Protector. So we have that. Let's see if we also have some of these other buildings. Oh, I thought we would have Elders, Altar of Elders. Elder Sasquatch? No, Altar of Elders. Here we go. Alright. Because in our corrupted folder, this is now called Altar of Nightmare. Great. So this is the Altar of Nightmare. And what else? Corrupted Ancient of War is instead going to be Ancient of War. Did I remove the X on that one? You know, there's that, like, the X. Surely I got rid of the X. Let's make totally sure here, Reign of Chaos mod. buildings, corrupted, ancient of war. I did get rid of the X. All right, great. So we have that. We got the protector. Let's see. Oh yeah, Moonwell. I almost forgot to make it say Venomwell. That's crazy, right? Let's make it say Venomwell. Venomwell. Awesome. So now that's gonna be the Venomwell. What else we got here? Things are going pretty well. We have Corrupted Tree of Life, Corrupted Ancient Protector. I guess we probably want to get the Hunter's Hall, and that one's just going to be a simple change from Night Elf to Corrupted. So now it's Corrupted Hunter's Hall. Are there any other models in this folder that we've loaded that we're not using yet? We used Paint Protector, we used the Venom Well, we used Ancient of War. I think we're good. I think we're good in that department. So let me, alright, I gotta remember to, wait, redo, push save. I gotta push that save button before we close it, instead of the other thing was convoluted. Alright, let's go to Night Elf unit strings. So we already got Venom Well at the bottom, right? What about Ancient Protector and all these other guys? Should they be like Ancient of War? How about you should have, you know, it could be like Ancient of something else, right? What should we call that? Ancient of... Can't just call it Corruption. Let's call it Corrupted Ancient of Earth. Just because it's a cool name, right? Corrupted Ancient of Earth. Corrupted Ancient of Earth. And we got that. And then... what else? We got the Venom Well. I guess we probably have to change the trees, so it's not Tree of Life, right? So instead of Tree of Life, I guess we're going to call it the Tree of... what? How about Tree of Whispers? And then Tree of Confusion. Because that seems pretty good, right? And then for the last one, how about Tree of Death? I don't know, just because it's the deadly boss at the top of the tech tree. All right, so we have some interesting tree guys going on there. And then Altar of Elders, of course, is going to be Altar of Nightmare, because why not? And Hunter's Hall, what do you call that one? Right? That's a good question. Let's call it the, I don't know, is it still going to be the Hunter's Hall? Maybe we'll just call it the Hunter's Hall for now. Let's just see if everything worked. Jog our inventive sense by looking in the world editor. Except the world editor's already running. Alright, well, we gotta close it then. Let's kick it off. Let's kick off the world editor. See what we got. We're gonna see what we got. We're Reign of Chaos modders today. We are modding the Reign of Chaos. Alright, let's go to the corrupted folder. What do we got? Tree of Whispers, Tree of Confusion, Tree of Death. And then we have Venom Well. And then, oh, I didn't change the Wisp to use the Corruptive Wisp icon, which I wanted to do. I didn't change the Altar of Nightmare to use the Altar of Nightmare icon. So we have Ancient Protector, and we have Corrupted Ancient of Earth. But I didn't change their icons. So let's go back to... sorry, let's go back to here. To Night Elf unit strings, but actually we want Night Elf unit funk, right? Yeah, this is the ability funk though. Alright, units, Night Elf ability funk. Unit funk, sorry, unit funk. Ancient of War. Earth. Okay, Ancient of Earth. Here we go. Now we're the corrupted Ancient of the Earth. So we got that, and then Altar of Elders is going to be Corrupted Altar icon. BTN Wisp needs to be Corrupted Wisp, of course. That's the Ancient of Earth. That's Elders. What about Hunter's Hall? This one's funny because Corrupted Hunter's Hall is just like a purplish Hunter's Hall. It doesn't really look that good. It looks like it was made from corrupted wood when they cut down the trees to make it. Hunter's Hall. Here we go. Corrupted Hunter's Hall. Alright, great. Yeah, let's try loading it again. Reign of Chaos Mod World Editor. There you go. There's that corrupted wisp. Although, realistically, we should go to Night Elf unit strings and call the wisp the, I want to just call it corrupted wisp. I feel like that's really uncreative. But for now, I'm just going to call it the corrupted wisp because it seems like a reasonable sort of name. Yeah, so that's our corrupted wisp. And as far as making it look unique, let's make it look unique. What we're going to do for the corrupted wisp, this is going to be kind of funny. Let's go to units, and we're going to make the units corrupted folder, right? Because we're going to have corrupted units. The corrupted wisp, I'm going to fetch, I have a port that I made where I took Reign of Chaos beta, and the wisp looked different in the beta, right? And I stuck this, I tried to convert all the models as much as possible, as much as humanly possible, which for the most part you don't actually have to convert much, to run on the modern version of the game. So assuming that that works, I should be able to just take this wisp right here, who also is not even using units Night Elf Wisp, curiously. Yeah, and basically I put that wisp here in units corrupted wisp. So let's try that. Let's see if that works. I forgot I gotta have an extra folder here, right? Units corrupted wisp. Just for the sake of organization, it makes more sense that way. So now we can go back to unit UI and have our fun with the wisp and see if this really works. That here's units Night Elf is now going to be units corrupted wisp. Of course, noting that this has the interesting side effect that we also can change the color. So let's not only make him a different model, but let's give him, instead of RGB of everything, let's take out the green so he's really pink. So it's going to be a pink modified looking wisp that hopefully will maybe start to match our custom wisp icon, I would think. So let's give that a spin here. We'll see how that goes. Should now have the corrupted wisp added into the game. Of course, everything I've done thus far has been visual. At some point after we've loaded several visuals, we're going to start to want to get to functionality, behavioral changes, and that's going to be pretty fun. So let's do that next. Looks like based on time, we're probably going to have to make multiple videos. So, oh yeah, look at this guy. He doesn't look very different, but I was thinking he was slightly different. So, you know, there's that. I wonder if I go to the wisp. I can't do Control F, can I? Alright, corrupted wisp. And I change the tinting value back to 255. Should I just leave it looking like that as a slightly different wisp? I don't really know. Alright, look guys, I got a better idea actually. So let's get... Yeah, let's not do tinting values, because that's a little lame. You know? That's just a little bit lame. And we are making the cliche Reign of Chaos mod. It needs to be good. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to Unit UI. We're going to go back to the Wisp. Alright. This guy right here. And we're going to go back to that tinting value. We're going to set it back to 255. And here's why. Alright, I saved it. What we want to do now is we want to go to, sorry, not Night Elf, Corrupted Wisp. And I got to get a little extra program going here. Downloads. MDLX comps. Great. We just drag the Wisp over on top of this. That converts Wisp to MDL. And then what I can do... Wait, does that work? I don't know if that works. Alright, let's not do that. Yeah, let's not do that. That program... I don't remember if that program handles this sort of MDL correctly. We'll use my technology. So, for that, let me just load my Warcraft modding software workspace. And I'll kick off my software. And what we're going to do is we're going to make the Wisp... We are going to make this corrupted Wisp look amazing, okay? Now, in order to do that also, we need a name of a texture. So let me find textures, purple star, okay? Purple underscore star. That's important. Remember that one. So that's the purple star. So now we're loading up this thing. for our corrupted Wisp. Great. So now we'll just run it. The mainframe system will run. It'll take a quick moment, and here we are. So let's take our Wisp. We'll start playing with him. So this is where the fun starts, because now we can change whatever we want. Corrupted Wisp. All right, here's our Wisp model. There he is. He's looking pretty good. But we want to go to add particle, team color Wisp shimmer, and we want it to be, I guess, the default color. And we're gonna call this corruption shimmer, and we're gonna make it parent to whatever's dummy root. How about that? And we'll make it show during stand. This should be pretty good. So we added this corruption shimmer, but there's a trick to the corruption shimmer. So we are going to save this as an MDL text base, just so we can tweak it a little bit and overcome shortcomings of the software. So for that, we'll just edit this in Notepad. Basically what we want to do is just copy one of these and add a reference to the purple underscore star being texture 4, and then we're going to have the corruption shimmer. Instead of texture 0, it's going to reference texture 4. It's not going to be a replaceable ID anymore. So we're going to do that, and then I'm going to open that, and I'm going to save it back to the MDX file, to the binary MDX file right there. We'll save that, and then we probably don't want this MDL laying around. So let's try that. Let's kick off our editor again and see if we have accomplished a cool purple shimmer added into the Wisp. That's my goal. So he's a corrupted Wisp, so you know that he's corrupted because of a purple shimmer. Let's see if it works. Purple corruption shimmer. I'm trying to think. I haven't yet thought of any reason why this wouldn't work. So like, I think this would work, but I don't know. Let's find out. Yeah, there we go, guys. See, look at that. That's the corrupted Wisp I'm talking about. He's got a purple shimmer on him. So now you can see, and of course, when he's harvesting lumber, he's gonna kind of look like the default. But this is the real corrupted Wisp. This is gonna be our Cliche Mods corrupted Wisp. You know what I'm talking about? Although I feel like the ring, the vibrating ring is too light, and should actually also be an amazing vibrating ring. You know? Doesn't it seem that way? Doesn't it seem like the vibrating ring should be much cooler? So for that, let's go back to the software. We'll launch it back up here, and let's get a good vibrating ring. You know, like I guess we want to get text-based access again too. So let's see if we can do recent Wisp, save as MDL in that same folder. Yeah. Let's see if I can just kick open the Wisp folder maybe. Oh nope. Alright, corrupted Wisp. So here's our Wisp. So one of the things is he has Shockwave 10, texture 1, but it has a static color on it, right? And this color is making it blue. We want to make it like pink, so we're going to take out the green and we're going to make it pink on that. Actually, I'm a little bit curious. That may not have been what I thought that was. Because we're on texture 1, which is referenced by material 1, which is probably, in all likelihood, going to be geoset 1. Yeah, okay. Okay, that's more consistent with what I understood too. So this guy does not have bright coloration, so we're going to try to change that. So he's got a bright but pink ring around it. Although I'm still not sure I'm happy with the ring texture, Shockwave 10, right? So this brings to light the question about what if I open, let's see, Reign of Chaos Mod, textures, and I want to look at what textures are in this folder. Do we have any other shockwaves that would look particularly good, right? Like Shockwave 11, how does that compare to Shockwave 10? It's probably not as good for a Wisp. Shockwave 10 says Wisp to me, that's true. Shockwave 4 is just not a Wisp at all. Shockwave 1 is also not a Wisp. Shockwave Ice is not a Wisp. And Shockwave Blue is not a Wisp. Generally, it looks like none of these Shockwaves are going to be anything as good as Shockwave 10. Shockwave Water is also not as good. Yeah, so we'll leave it at shockwave 10, but let's see if we can just basically accomplish brightening it up a bit like we did here. So we'll do that, and we'll see if we can convert it back. Get that started up here. Let's see, we'll just reload Wisp MDL, and then we'll just save that right back to Wisp MDX, and that ought to do it. Great. So we got that Reign of Chaos mod, and I guess if I go back to this Wisp folder, I probably should delete the MDL again, just so we don't have that lying around, like we said. So this, I think, is going to probably be the final version of our Wisp character, but let's just double check. Gonna kick open the world editor here, see how our Wisp is looking in our corrupted Wisp. Like I said, I think this video is going to be pretty long, so what I'm going to end up doing is I'm gonna make a couple. I think we're gonna do several parts. We're gonna do it in parts and pieces. It's the only logical way to do this. There we go. See, this looks like a corrupted Wisp. You look at that, and your mind is like, oh, hey, that's the corrupted Wisp. Like you believe it, right? So there's a corrupted Wisp. And here's our tree of whispers. So let's just get ourselves a little practice start going on here. But yeah, I guess actually let's give ourselves a test map, right? It's going to be really basic because all we need to do is just play the Night Elves. This is going to be corrupted test map. We'll just put it in test, corrupted test map. Great. So this is going to let us test the corrupted characters and features. There's the Altar of Nightmare. There's a corrupted Ancient of Earth. So I mentioned the corrupted root base. That's this thing down here. A lot of people, if they make a corrupted model, they forget to change these roots at the base of the model. Even Blizzard, if you look at Blizzard's corrupted Ancient of War, right, it's notably different than my flavor of corrupted Ancient of War because they didn't change the roots at the bottom that are all green, which doesn't really make a lot of sense. So we're going to use corrupted root base, and that's totally deliberate. So we have that, and then we have our Hunter's Hall. And I think we're making great progress, really. Corrupted Wisp, Hunter's Hall. And it's going to be easier to mod because we only need 3 heroes, right? It's Reign of Chaos. So we'll go ahead and we'll start off this map and we'll give it a test. And we'll see if there's anything in it that isn't how we think it should be. But generally, I think it's going to mostly be how we think it should be. So let's keep at it here. Let's see how this goes. Here you go. Here we are. We got the corrupted Wisp. We can build... Oh, I didn't change the corrupted Ancient Protector's icon. That's not good. I should change that. Also, I never changed their birth animation. Really, logically, you'd probably want to change their birth animation. But I just haven't done that. Let's see. Here's the Venom Well. You can see it has Venom pooling in it, as you'd expect. We get Tree of Confusion. It looks pretty good. I guess ideally I would think we probably would want different glows on his hands. But they do match the icons right now, so I suppose we could keep that in there. Although it does seem like maybe instead of Tree of Death, if I'm going to have it use this model, maybe I should call it Corrupted Tree of Eternity. Because it seems a little bit like that's what it is. Should I do that? Should I call it Corrupted Tree of Eternity? Maybe I'll do that. I don't know. I mean, he looks kind of nice, right? Tree of Death. Trains out a corrupted Wisp. Oh, that's interesting. This one is tinted, and this one is not. Why is that? Why is that? I haven't seen that before.
Your building is
They look different. They're the same unit type, but they look different. The ones I've placed in the editor have the purple shimmer, and these other ones do not. I don't know why. That's very interesting.
Your building is complete.
Alright, let's check out the Hunter's Hall. Alright, we gotta change that birth. The Night Elf
Your
birth
building
model.
is complete.
Like, I'm pretty sure we gotta change that to be corrupted. Alright, here's corrupted Ancient Protector. Really gotta change those tooltips to say, like, corrupted Ancient Protector. I guess Venom Night, like,
Your building
Altar
is
of Nightmare,
complete.
Venom Well looks good. Let's change corrupted Ancient Protector. So that guy, his icon's even still wrong. Let's see. Wisp doesn't exist anymore. Nah, get it out of there then. let's see. Yeah, so unit strings protector. Yeah, ancient protector needs to be corrupted ancient protector. Obviously, create corrupted ancient protector, and we're gonna have unit func. We'll have protector. Just definitely needs to be ancient protector. What is it? BTN treant? Do you guys remember that? Is it BTN? Or no, BTN ent, right? BTN ent is this guy. So we'll just change that to corrupted. That ought to do it, I think. I'm still really confused about these particle emitters in the corrupted Wisp. Really confused. My best guess is going to be let's run the software, and we're going to change all visibility information on the Wisp to load from itself. So like just import from file from that guy right there. We're going to import from himself into himself, doing the leave all. Except I guess we want to timescale all the animations so they line up. And then just tell it, if you're going to be corruption shimmer, you need to inherit visibility from like Blizz Particle 01. Try to do that. Try to do Blizz Particle 01. We'll see if that does it. I'm going to save it. We'll see if that helps anything. So we got the Wisp shimmer going on, right? And we fixed the corrupted Ancient of War. So I think for our next test, the other thing we want, I'm sure you guys are edge of your seat waiting for, is we want to change the behaviors, right? We really want to do that. So let's go to, I think unit data, does this have like what it trains? One of these has listed train. Oh, I think it's unit func. Let's go back to unit func. Let's check that out. Night Elf unit func. And let's also open campaign unit func for a second here, because I want to look at, what is it? And corrupted Ancient yeah, corrupted Ancient of War. So this is the old corrupted Ancient of War. It doesn't seem to have any trains list. It doesn't train anything. So that's different from our or what, EAOW? Yeah, here we go. EAOW, Ancient of War. That's probably Ancient of Wind, isn't it? Okay, so Ancient of Earth. Alright, Ancient of Earth is what it was actually called in the... Oh, that's Ancient of... That's not the Ancient of Earth. What is it called then? Of Earth. Earth. Corrupted Ancient of the Earth. Ancient EAOM. I guess it was the Ancient of the Moon for a while. Alright. So this is the Ancient of the Earth. Which is based on the Ancient of the War. But what it trains right now is Archer, Sentinel, and Ballista. And obviously that's not going to be consistent with what we want to do. Pretty soon we're going to actually want to learn how to add units. Sorry, this is the wrong unit data. This is throwing me off. We're getting rid of that. We're going to want to add units, right? So to do that, let's just see if we can find the satyrs, because presumably, like one basic thing, kind of just get our test going here, is instead of the archer, let's do nsat, so it trains satyrs. Now obviously that's going to have the problem, or all kinds of problems, regarding issues such as what upgrades it benefits from and things like that. So let's just start off the game client actually and see where we're at with the wisps, with the satyrs, right? Just kind of see how we're doing. Let's give that a shot. A lot of times if I click this twice, sometimes it'll start the game. Here we go. Yeah, let's get the game going. All right, single player. Custom game. Booty Bay. Corrupted. Boom. Playing as corrupted. That's right. I need to change the background, but I didn't do that yet. That's like, you know, next year we'll change the background. See, there you go. The corrupted wisps I started with look good. The entangled goldmine does not look good. We gotta fix this entangled goldmine. And what happens if I train a new one? I don't know yet. Let's make ultra fingers. Tree of whispers. Let's see. All right, yeah, the new ones work now. So that import solved it. that fixed it. Alright, great. So we have that working. We didn't change the birth animation yet. We're going to
Your
want to probably do
building is
that.
complete.
But it looks like we did get to where we can train
Shadow's
satyr
call.
tricksters. Which look kind of interesting.
You
Oh, and they have
Shadow's
Purge,
call.
which seems
Cunning plan.
convenient.
The Shadow's
sure,
call. You
I'll do
again?
that. Seems like it.
Insufficient gold.
So I can get my guys to jump on gold.
Create more moonlights.
Now what?
So that's kind of fun, right? We got them on. We got our wisps on there. I'm starting to think that the entangle wisp on the gold mine needs to be switched out for our wisp model, though. So we're gonna have to do that. And didn't even touch heroes yet.
Create more
Just
moonlights.
barely touched training satyr
Delicious.
tricksters. So we got that. Let's see. Where do we want to start? That gave us a lot of work. Where do we want to start? We want to go to this load in map folder where we already pre-created all the corrupted units and buildings. And let's get corrupted entangle gold mine. And we'll just copy that one up. Yeah, entangle gold mine, which needs light bush, light roots, and that's it. So that's entangled gold mine. So for that, we'll just go to buildings corrupted, and we'll just make new entangled gold mine. There you go. The entangled gold mine, light bush and light roots are gonna go in that folder. So we're gonna have this guy is gonna know to get out of his folder the light bush and the light roots, just like you would expect. Bush and light roots, and there you go. So we have the entangled gold mine. That's now set up. Now, as far as that, we also want to make units UI needs to get set up correctly for that one. So entangled gold mine looks like now it's just going to be buildings corrupted. That's great. And let's go to here. Entangled gold mine. Entangled gold mine. Great. Somebody they put a note here for me just so I could control F entangled gold mine. Alright, so for this one, I guess we can't really change the icon. I should be in unit strings, shouldn't I? Entangled gold mine. And we're going to change that name to say corrupted entangled gold mine. The longest game name in the name of the game, probably, maybe, I don't know. And isn't there an icon like entangle mine? I was pretty sure there was an icon like entangle mine that was just a hidden icon that hadn't been used. So let's see if we look in there. We're going to use that one for fun because I feel like it. So yeah, entangle mine. So we'll use entangle mine on this one. Now he's going to have that icon, which also we want to put on the Night Elf ability funk for entangle gold mine, right? So gold mine is going to become entangle mine. Boom, there we go. Now we got entangle mine. Now we want to have our entangle mine. This is one issue. We need Magos. We need Magos for this. Let's see if I can open Magos entangle mine. Why is that hard to do? It should just be. I need a Magos button on my taskbar. I don't know why I don't have that. I used to. That's why I guess I slowed myself down because I used to on my other computer and then I didn't have it on this one. Great. So we're just gonna run that and we're gonna go to let's see, program files, Warcraft Reign of Chaos mod, and what we're going to do is make buildings corrupted entangled gold mine. This guy, we have to customize his nodes, right? He has Wisp 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that uses shared model entangle Wisp. I guess we could actually keep that, but we just have to know that we want to customize shared model entangle Wisp, right? So I guess we'll just do that. So we'll go to shared model entangle Wisp, which is an interesting thing. Where's that guy? Entangle Wisp. On entangle Wisp. Here you go. Entangle Wisp is funny because it's actually like, it looks like the Wisp from the beta. It doesn't look like the normal Wisp in the game. And nobody ever fixed it because nobody cares. But, yeah, so we'll open the Entangle Wisp and we could just import our Wisp particle onto it, basically. And that ought to be pretty good. Let's do that. Shared model, Entangle Wisp. Import from, I don't know, workspace? Do we have the other? No, we don't have it in the workspace. All right. Import from file. Then we're just going to get units, corrupted Wisp. We're going to import, leaving everything except, of course, corruption shimmer, which is just going to parent to dummy1 root. Great. So now these guys will have kind of that same corruption shimmer. Now the other thing we would ideally want to do would be to customize the color of the other guy. For that, I'm going to save this, and then that I think we want Magos again. So Magos does colors better than I do. I really need to fix that a lot. Let's see, shared models, entangle wisp. See, this is where we have to go to geoset animation now, and one of these guys is like the dark blue. Yeah, the dark blue. We just need to set it to some form of bright pink. All right, great. So we do that, and then we save. And oh wait, I'm not sure Magos edits the Wisp very well. Well, let's try it. Let's try it before I forget. Before it turns out that I just destroyed the model. Let's kick it off, and we'll see how it's going. So go to Random Chaos Mod. Go to Warcraft 3. We'll see if we've fixed our entangled goldmine. Did I save this guy? Save. Yeah, I did. Alright. Custom game. Booty Bay. Corrupted. Alright. Loading it up there. And suddenly it is reverted completely and entirely to the normal Night Elves. Alright, you guys know why that happened, right? It happened because we can't have all these files open. Basically, by having all these files open, I'm preventing the game from loading them. When these programs right-lock the files, then the game can't load the files and it gets upset. So we just need to not have any right-locks taken on that. Unfortunately. It's an unfortunate thing, but that's how it is. So, there you go. I think we fixed it. Come on, game. Yeah, there we go. Now we're in the game. We got our right locks back. Got the right locks back. Got them back. Boom, 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 boom. Corrupted. Give me those right locks. There we go. See, now when I go in the corrupted goldmine, we have... Okay, yeah, I don't know if this is me or Magos, but somebody totally screwed up the model. Alright, somebody screwed up the model. Thank you, Magos. I doubt it was me. It might have been me, but I doubt it was me. Because you can see the main center of the wisp got sucked out of it. And now there's two of them. I don't think that's me. So, we're going to fix it. Okay, we're going to go ahead and fix that right up. And in order to do that, I need to run my software, and then we'll just do a translational thing. So basically, what I need to do here is fetch model, and we're just going to type in shared models entangle wisp. But this is going to fetch it from the frozen throne, and it's going to fetch it from the newer stuff. Look at that; it even looks right online. I didn't know that looks right. It looks better than I expected. So we get this guy basically, right? And then I'm just going to import from file and import from the random chaos unit corrupted wisp. So we do that, and we leave all, and we leave all, and we leave all, and then we get corruption shimmer. We stick it on the root, and we import the corruption shimmer. So now I have this corrupted wisp guy again, and I really, really need a way to fix that. But anyway, so having loaded this newer one, we're just going to dump this in to our archive over top of what was already there, then fixing any issues instituted by Magos. And I guess if I really want to do this absolutely right, the really right way to do this would be then to actually save it also as an MDL, play with the MDL, and get it to be where I want it to be. So see if we can get shared models. Entangle Wisp MDL right there. And then we go into the blue coloration, right? And you guys see where Entangle Wisp is blue, what we want to do is we want to turn it to instead be kind of like we did in the other guy, just make it pink, right? So just some low value there. Great. Having done that, now we can convert it back and delete the MDL version. And that's a really laborious process, right? I should really do something about that process. Let's see, shared models. But so now that we did that, we should be able to get rid of Entangle Wisp. We should have our right locks back on stuff. And Magos won't twist up the model for us, so it shouldn't be broken. So now we should be able to verify that our entangled, corrupted goldmine looks good. Here we go. Here goes the game. Here comes the game. Here comes the game. Here comes the game. Boom. Here comes the game. 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 Alright, corrupted night elves, go. Boom! See, there you go. Now we have our corrupted night elf wisp popping up as the entangle wisp when we like go into the entangled goldmine, right? That's just a must-have. Like if you don't have that, you probably have trouble respecting yourself in this level 9. So we have that. And we're making great progress, really.
Your building.
I think the thing we need, right? We have these satyrs, but we really need to advance our tech tree. We really need to advance our tech tree. So we can get some more wisps. And the other thing we want to probably have is
you cast shadows call.
We need like upgrades for the satyrs, and we need to have like replacements for the huntress and ballista, which kind of does open up the question, right? Like, what should the corrupted night elves have as their artillery unit? Can you just make corrupted ballista? That's kind of like, you know, that's what I made 13 years ago. I have a model of that corrupted ballista model. It's like a pink ballista. And you know, that's kind of dumb, to be totally honest. Like, it's kind of dumb. Oh, that's interesting. Corrupted Ancient Protector doesn't have the right icon still. I thought I fixed its icon. I want to see that. I don't want to see that. Wait a second.
Your building.
Fetch me a wisp. No, he still has the wrong icon. Alright. I really thought I changed that to Corrupted Ant. I really, really did. I'm really curious. Let's go back to Night Elf Unit Funk. See if we have corrupted ents. We do, which means that's not what I thought it was. So what's his unit ID? Let's find the Ancient Protector's unit ID. Let's do that. We'll go back in Unit UI, because we know we changed his model, right? We just need to find wherever we have Ancient Protector. Ancient Protector. It's ETRP. But this guy's editing EFON, which is messed up. So we need ETRP. Oh, it's BTN Treant. Okay, it is BTN Treant. EFON, I guess, is the actual Treant. That's so confusing. I do not like how that is. But whatever. It would take too long to change it. I mean, we could, but it would take a long time. So, now we have Corrupted Treant, and we have our basic Corrupted Ancient of Earth, who trains satyrs for us, right? But really, I think we probably also want to have something a little bit more than that, right? I mean, you don't just want to train satyrs. You want to have upgrades for the satyrs. You want to have ranged units. And that opens up the question, what is the Corrupted Night Elves' second unit? Like, their second tier of unit, right? I'm not immediately sure what that should be, but it seems like we got to think about it. Meanwhile, I'm also wondering, we have these load-in map folders. I feel like I should put these somewhere I could do like development. So let's in our Reign of Chaos mod, we'll make a folder called development. That's just going to be where I'll put things I'm currently working on, so maybe I can save some time. So this would be corrupted buildings. And then we're going to have corrupted units. And this is because I'm starting to want to be able to open these, the developmental original versions of these from 13 years ago, without like risking affecting my backup. So we're gonna go in the development folder and just in like corrupted units, right? And I'm just interested to see what do we have. So I had like corrupted archer, but I apply, you know, the same hue saturation modification that makes green things purple makes purple things green. So you have this problem that the archer became green when I did this algorithmic application. Like the ballista became pink, right? So we have like a pink ballista and a green archer. But a lot of these, it's a little weird, right? Like, it's definitely a little weird. You know, you get Druid of the Claw who turns into a purple bear, and it's like, alright, I guess that's a corrupted bear. I mean, in a certain manner of thinking, right? He's a purple bear. I mean, maybe we could use that, but it's just a little bit weird. So that's where I start to brainstorm. Like, should I instead have, like, satyrs with some kind of special properties or something for these guys, right? I mean, it seems like we would want to have like satyrs with something. I don't know. So for that, let's go fetch unit model. Let's check out the satyr and try to think about what could we do with a satyr that would make him look interesting, right? It's like a Fellwood satyr shadow dancer. This guy, like, should we do something with this guy that makes him into like mounted? Like, how about one of these guys riding on one of those purple fellhound things from the Frozen Throne, right? That could be, it's purple, so it fits the theme, and it's demonic, so that fits the theme. So let's get one of those. So we'll get neutral fellhound thing. Where's like lesser spirit beast, right? One of these guys. Yeah. Let's have one of these guys with a satyr riding on it, and that's gonna replace the huntress because that just seems cool, right? Here he is. So let me just go to this Fellstalker purple and just import workspace, satyr trickster. Great. So here's the satyr trickster. Here's his body or whatever. And I guess we just time scale it all, right? So like stand goes on stand, stand ready goes on stand ready. Lock decay is pretty much the same. So that's pretty good. Then we have the question for this guy. Do we want to have... oh, we also don't need his portrait backdrop, do we? So let's get rid of that. I didn't even know he had a built-in portrait like that. From the waist down, he probably shouldn't move his legs, right? That seems like that would make sense. In just the same way, we actually might not want to use stand and stand ready. Maybe we want to use stand ready for both stand and stand ready. And walk, like, I don't know if we want him to do his walk. Let's check out how that looks. So this thing's going to be doing its walk. It's going to be jumping. And he's going to be on its back. So do we want him to be doing this? Probably not. We probably want him to be doing this. So he's doing stand ready. So he's holding on to its back while it's jumping, right? So for that, let's actually take out walk, and we'll use stand ready and walk, just because it's more logical that way. And so I guess we'll use stand ready in a lot of these. We have attack, death. So attack could definitely merge, right? We probably still want to have his attack, although it actually raises the other question in our Fellstalker. What kind of attack do we want it to do? Because maybe we could foresee an attack where it stands there and the guy does stuff. And we could also foresee an attack where it does its stab thing. So this builds the question, how do we want to do that? So actually, let me just cancel. I guess I'll cancel this import. Because what I think we want to do, probably, is duplicate one of these stand animations, like stand ready, and call it attack. And then remove the original attack, or rename it to something else. How does this not have a rename button? That is just weird and sad. Alright. Let me just save this in the development folder as Fellstalker no attack, and then what we can do is we can rename animations. That's ridiculous. Rename the old attack to be attack TWO. I'm pretty sure is the way to go about it, just in case we ever needed it again. And now we have our other attack, which hopefully is tagged as non-looping correctly. I actually don't know. Let's see. So, developmental, Fellstalker, no attack. Let's see, is this attack animation non-looping? No, it isn't. Alright. Well, I'm gonna fix it, because you gotta do what you gotta do. And there's Fellstalker, no attack. So we'll load that. This one's gonna be great for our purposes now, because now he has this attack animation, where he's gonna sit here and he's gonna let the rider do something. So now let's go back to the adding of the rider. Apparently we need to be on this page so the graphic conflicts don't happen. Great, so we're just going to get Satyr Trickster, and we're finally going to actually put him on this Fellstalker. So let's do that. We'll go back to stand ready. We're going to stick on like walk, stand, attack, stand 2, all that stuff. Not attack though. So his attack, the Satyr's attack, would be on this thing's attack. Which actually brings up the question, which of the Satyr's attacks do we want to use, right? So he has attack 2 and attack 1. Now, for me, it kind of looks like attack 2 maybe would look better when you're mounted because it's protruding farther from him. And the worst thing you can do when you're mounted is to not reach off of your mount and then look like you're not stabbing something. So let's do attack 2 on this one, actually. Alright, attack 2, a little bit further reach. We'll stick on attack. And then death, decay, these should all just be, just imported. Great, so we have that, and this gets back to where Bone Chest on this guy, which links to Bone Root on this guy. Bone Root on this guy needs to link to the Fellstalker's root, like Wolf Waste or Bone Center, like to the Fellstalker Bone Center, right? So we stick that on there, and then we also have this fact that this guy, for his legs, he's got some interesting leg animation. But really, we probably want to nuke all of his leg animation. On anything here that was attached to the legs, head, lower lip, arm, hand, pelvis, like pelvis and below, realistically, we should just link to Bone Center on the Fellstalker. Doesn't that seem like that makes sense? Leg 1, leg 2, foot, leg 1, leg 2, foot. Okay, great. So, like these 6 things could just all link to Bone Center on the Fellstalker. So his waist is just going to be, just right linked onto there. Probably also don't need much of this stuff. I mean, maybe you could get it if you really wanted to, but I don't particularly think we do need it. So we'll get rid of that. Hey, it'd be kind of funny. I guess we could import the team glow on the camera. Although, nah, let's not do that. Alright, so yeah, we've got that in there. We've got our guy, and we've got much of this stuff. I'm thinking let's try it. Let's give it a shot. Let's see how it looks. Let's open that up and let's see how that looks. So this, I just need to do like a reload or something on this window. So there we go. Fellstalker purple. No. Fellstalker no attack. Here we go. Stand. Yeah, it's pretty good. Obviously has graphical issues for the moment. So we'll toggle that off, and then we'll look at the Satyr here. See if we can move him to where he needs to be. Looks like I also brought in portrait backdrop, which I didn't really mean to do. So now I'll select him, and we'll just try to set him back like up here. So he's kind of in a mounted position. Let's see if I can do that. Just kind of like up here. Yeah, so now he's riding on that thing. And as it travels, like he's going to be, leaping and bounding with it. Now, obviously, one of the ways to really do this, to make it look good, is to try to take the character's legs a little bit and just make them look more like they're mounted. So for this, we can go into, I believe, let's see that. Which one of these actually moves his legs? That looks like that would move a leg. But it doesn't. That's right, because I nuked the animations on his legs. So yeah, okay, we'll just change the mesh. There we go. So basically you want to try to give him, like a little bit of a widening of his legs so that he actually looks like he's like, riding on it. Just for sanity's sake, right? So we're going to do that. And we'll stick this one over here. Move that one a little bit also. Just to try to get more and more to where he actually looks like he's riding. And now that he kind of looks like he's riding, he's just sitting in the air. So we got to lower him a little bit. So he really looks like he's just sitting right on that thing. Not to mention the fact that its back is covered in little spines. But we'll just assume he's spine immune with his demon powers. So there you go. And then you have this thing's attack animation, which we should probably never have it do, because that won't look good. And this attack animation. which actually does look kind of good, although it seems like he might be clipping through that that tusk on the Fellstalker a little bit, which brings up the question, should we move the tusk to be somewhere different? And we probably could do that, right? Let's see if we can do that. I'm trying to think if I can somehow, like, I don't know, move it down. That is not going to look good. That does not look good. I'm only looking at one side at a time here, but I'm just wondering, can I try to lower it so it's like not in his way? Because like this side, that, you know, the one side started to look pretty good now, doesn't it? So what if I just do the same on this side? Try to mirror it as closely as possible. Kind of like about there. I'm just trying to see if I lower that, if we can get to where he doesn't clip through it anymore. It does start to look a little uneven, doesn't it? I wonder if I could use the grid. Is the grid going to be a reliable metric for the evenness? Maybe it would. That would mean this needs to move that way, like a lot. What do you think? I feel like there's less clipping, right? Like he's probably still clipping it a little bit, but I think there's less clipping going on. The other thing I guess we really should do, I think I might entirely delete these spines right here because they're just incompatible with the rider, you know? So for that, we'll just go into select clustering mode, and we'll just select these spines and just delete them because that just makes sense, right? We'll get them so that we don't have to worry about that. Yeah, this is starting to look pretty good. Yeah, then I'm thinking maybe some of these other back spines could go. I wonder if I get rid of them, is there stuff under them? I really don't know. So like, if I select connected cluster, so like that one's connected to the guy, but these are not. So I could get rid of these, and it's not gonna really ruin this guy. He's gonna look more like he's mounted. Yeah, so let's do that. Now we have this guy. Yeah, he's looking better already. And this is going to be like our Huntress replacement, right? So, oh yeah, attack 2 now is like a headbutt because it doesn't have other stuff. We're not going to use attack 2. So he's going to have his attack animation where he does a fling like this. So now I think the other thing we need is we need a Huntress glaive, but what's actually spinning in the glaive is going to be this guy's little axey thing, right? And then this guy needs a portrait, where I don't feel like his portrait's going to be very different. So I wonder if he needs a different face. Like, maybe he needs a different looking face. Is this too much purple? You know? I mean, I wonder. Should he be a different color of satyr? Maybe he should. So let's go to... Oh, we didn't save this yet. Let's save this file. That's pretty important. Alright. This is going to be... We'll call him Hunter. It's like the Huntress. He's the Hunter, you know? Alright, great. Where's my development folder? Here we go. Hunter. So here's the Hunter guy, right? But he's using Satyr Trickster, which I think it should resolve now that I saved it. So I should be able to add texture. Yeah! We should be able to export Satyr Trickster right here. Stick that in the development folder also. And then maybe we'll make a different, like an off-color Satyr for our guy. So we'll go to our Random Chaos Mod development. Maybe we'll use a PNG, right? That seems like a reasonable format. Satyr Hunter. No file type was specified. Oh, he has to be satyrhunter.png, I guess. Alright, great. So we'll go in there. We'll open this up. I really want to open that in Notepad++. No, Paint.net. Sorry, not Notepad++. Paint.net. We're going to edit him in Paint.net. And we're going to go to hue saturation. And we're just going to, just like a little bit off color, right? Just like a blue satyr. Why not? And that way he's not perfectly the same color as the thing that he's riding. Great. So we'll do that. And then now we should be able to convert that texture back. This is where I always didn't like that my program can't convert the texture back. I really need to fix that. But I guess we could use BLP Lab. It's pretty good. So we'll use that. And we'll hit Documents, Warcraft. Or no, I'm so used to Documents Warcraft, and now I'm working in Program Files Reign of Chaos mod. But, you know, what can I say? It's the Reign of Chaos mod. So here we are, units, not units yet, development, Satyr Hunter, and let me just save as Satyr Hunter. .blp. Great, because now I should be able to edit this guy's list of textures and stuff. Come on, guy. There we go. Edit list of textures and stuff. Change Satyr Trickster here to just be Satyr Hunter and push enter, and it loads the blue one, right? And now you can see what does he look like when he's a blue satyr riding on that. So it's pretty good. Is there already a blue satyr in the game? There's already a blue satyr in the game, isn't there? Wait a second. And chaos units, creeps, satyr, trickster. No, there isn't, because there's this guy, and then there's this guy, and they're the two similar ones, right? I forget the difference, actually. What is the difference? Does one of them have a different spell animation? Not really clear on the difference here. Alright, well, I don't really know the difference between those, but they're not blue, so our blue guy's going to be good. He's going to be really good. Let's go back to him here, once we just get the menu to load. There we go. Fell stalker, no attack. Yeah! So this guy, he's got his attack animation, and he's basically got a good ride animation, where he's running around on there, and looking spiffy. And so this is our Satyr Hunter, this guy, and you'll be able to make a lot of these. That'll be pretty fun. I mean, he just looks like fun, right? He just looks like fun. So this is our Satyr Hunter. So let's make that Satyr Hunter. We'll just save again as Satyr Hunter. Satyr Hunter? Satyr Hunter. Sure. Satyr Hunter. Anyway, so then what I'm going to do is, somebody definitely told me how to say Satyr already, and I forgot. But, that is his weapon, as far as I'm aware. That is the rest of his weapon. Here we go. So what we're going to do, I'm going to do Control C on that. And I'm going to try to get Missile, Huntress Missile. The glaive with all those fun Huntress Missile sounds. Who else but a Huntress throws that missile? Naisha? Naisha throws a missile. Alright. So you have this spinning glaive, right? That we've, it's a Reign of Chaos spinning glaive model. What I'm going to do is take the glaive out, although I'll keep it for a moment, and put this thing in, which doesn't load because it needs the Satyr Hunter texture, which is bad, but whatever. So then I'll just drag it up there, and we're just going to stick it on the same matrix as the weapon, which means I should be able to delete copied model dummy. Now if I save this as Satyr Hunter Missile, and then I do edit delete components, we want to make sure that the new geoset will use visibility correspondent to the glaive. This guy, geoset 1. Yeah, new geoset. We'll use geoset 1 visibility. And then we can actually also get rid of geoset 1 because we don't particularly need it. So there, now we have the Satyr Hunter weapon, right? Which should be, yeah, it's like a little spinning satyr glaive that he'll be throwing off the back of that thing. So we can save this as Satyr Hunter Missile 1. We'll just save it over Satyr Hunter Missile because it's a way better file. Great. So now I have the Satyr Hunter and I have the Satyr Hunter Missile. And of course, they're using this with no file path, so we're going to change it to Textures Satyr Hunter and Textures Satyr Hunter Missile. That's going to give us the ability to put that into our guy on Textures Satyr Hunter Missile. So then we can put that into Textures folder, Satyr Hunter. as well as units corrupted, new folder, Satyr Hunter, right? Which is going to be where we're going to put our Satyr Hunter character from the development folder here. Satyr Hunter, units, corrupted, Satyr Hunter. He still needs a portrait though, right? Satyr Hunter character. And just development, of course, Satyr Hunter Missile is going to be in abilities, weapons, Satyr Hunter Missile, Satyr Hunter Missile. Sorry, not a shortcut, that was an accident. Let's see. New folder, Satyr Hunter Missile. Great, so now we have the ability to add the Satyr Hunter into the game. So let's do that. So we'll go to units, and we'll go back to our unit data, which I guess is even this guy right here. And I think we'll just use the Huntress's unit data, probably, right? I mean, we can just overwrite it, realistically. Units, corrupted, Satyr Hunter, Satyr Hunter. He's the hunter. And of course, his sound set needs to be Satyr now. Or, yeah, actually I flipped these. One of them is name, the other one is... So the name should be Satyr Hunter. There we go. So he's the Satyr Hunter. And now we have to go to Night Elf Unit Funks to fix him up. Because he's still going to have bad funks. And he needs an icon. That's right, we need to give him an icon. So how are we going to do that? Let's go back in here to his latest version of his model. And I wonder, can we get an icon that shows both of these characters? Not easily. I'm not seeing one that's easily going to show both of them while still looking good. I wonder. Maybe something like, you know, the walk animation, where maybe they would, let's see, start to look pretty good. What if we just get a close-up at an angle like this, so you know it's a different satyr, right? And then we make that into his icon. So we just copy, you know, loosely around that, and we just have to make sure that the pixel width is the same. 205, 205. That should be. That's a little big though. 184, 186, 184, 184, 5, 4, 5, 5. Wait, there's a button on my mouse that's supposed to help with this. Which button is that? Not that one. I was thinking about it. I'm already forgetting what it is. Wait a minute. What's the mouse button that does this? Oh, this one right here. Here we go. So this button, it slows my mouse down. I have a mouse that's supposed to be usable for high performance in that regard. There we go. The mouse slowing button allows me to do it. So now I've got that. I should be able to make a new file that's exactly and perfectly square. This is deliberate. We can save this square then in, you know, Reign of Chaos mod, basically. And we just put that in btn satyr hunter.png. Yeah, and then you just run Warcraft software button manager. Just run the button manager and you get your icon, right? PC Reign of Chaos mod. Now there's another thing we have to do. I don't know if you guys caught on to this. You probably did, but I'm like 99% sure. Fit to size. There we go. There's the Satyr Hunter icon. That's a lot of gray, but whatever. So I'm like 99% sure that this model won't load because the texture, specifically Fellstalker Purple, is not in Reign of Chaos, right? Units, creeps, Fellstalker. Is it creeps or demon? It doesn't matter. It's not there. So we need to go fetch that texture. So to do that, I'm just gonna go to like C:, MPQ, whatever, units, creeps, Fellstalker purple, Fellstalker purple, BLP. We just need to get that BLP and get it in our Reign of Chaos mod so that our corrupted Satyr Hunter also has Fellstalker purple, because he needs, units corrupted, Satyr Hunter, Fellstalker purple to be a texture that he's going to use. So now he has that, which is great, but he still doesn't have a portrait and he still doesn't have his icon. So let's give him the icon first. So do I still have the development folder open? I would hope I do somewhere. It looks like I don't. So we'll go to the development folder and we'll get BTN Satyr Hunter. I'll put that in, this is not, I don't care about that folder anymore. Alright. Reign of Chaos mod, placeable textures, command buttons, BTN Satyr Hunter. And then we should be able to get this BTN Satyr Hunter. We'll put that in disabled. Boom! This BTN Satyr Hunter. And that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Let's try to load that up. But I'd really like him to have a portrait. I would really like him to have a portrait. So for that, I guess we'll go and open. He's out of development, right? We have like corrupted Satyr Hunter MBX. Here you go. This is failing to load the texture, but that's okay. Actually, it's failing to load both textures. Wait a second. How is it? The textures. How is that able to find it, but textures Satyr Hunter is not? Oh, because it's not in the folder. Yeah, okay, I can respect that. So anyway, where I was trying to go with this is we need to get this Satyr Hunter guy, where we need to duplicate, like stand, pretty much. Or maybe stand ready would have less motion. Let's see, here's stand ready. Stand ready's more motion. Alright, we're going to duplicate stand, and we're going to call it portrait. Right, and so for that, we just want to have like a portrait animation on him. Which also probably means we want to have a portrait backdrop. We can even import from unit. I noticed earlier the Siege Engine had a portrait backdrop the other day. Why don't we use that one? It really doesn't matter, right? So we'll just get this Team Glow. And then whatever that's supposed to be attached to, Team Glow. I like it. It's a convenient name. They named it Team Glow. Alright, we'll import Team Glow. So that's linked to the Team Glow, which is linked to nothing. And will only be visible in portrait. All other animations not visible. Great. So we have that. We have this glow plane we'll bring in. And that way, we can give him a portrait. In fact, while we're at it, I got a good idea. Since that's already the angle we want, let's actually just give him this camera off of the Siege Engine. As stupid as that is, this might look good. So we'll just do that, get a camera looking through him at that same glow plane. And I'll just save that back to Satyr Hunter. And we're almost in business. So now this is going to be Satyr Hunter right here. And weapons, Satyr Hunter missile. Satyr Hunter missile. Great. So that's our unit func. That's now updated. I'm kind of curious to see how that looks in game, actually. I think we're making progress. Like, it might blow up, but, like, it might not, right? We might have our Satyr Hunter. And then we got to give him some custom ability. I don't know what ability he's going to have yet, but he doesn't have it yet, so he needs to get that. Let's find out. Satyr Hunter, what kind of ability do you need? I don't know. Great, so we get some of those guys building over there. You can only build with one at a time because this is Reign of Chaos. And we definitely need to go Hunter's Hall early so we can get Satyr's Hunter. Yeah, let's see.
Your building is complete.
Here you go. Oh, it still says train huntress.
The
That's
shadows
no good.
call.
See,
Is
there you
that
go.
all?
He looks good. The art's good. He throws spinning satyr glaives just like we
Delicious.
want. But
Cunning
he's called
plan.
Huntress because I forgot to call him Satyr Hunter. So let's fix that. Let's call him Satyr Hunter. Let's see. Satyr Hunter. Come on, Satyr Hunter. Let's see. I just got to go to the strings file, right? So I just didn't edit Night Elf unit strings. That's what I didn't do. Go to eSend over here. We'll call him the Satyr Hunter. Boom. Train. Satyr. Instead of Huntress. He's the Hunter. Agile, short-ranged warrior. He does not learn the Sentinel ability. That is not what he is going to have. He is not going to have the Sentinel ability. What could you put that would be kind of like the Sentinel ability, but different? Instead of Moon Scythe, or instead of Moonglaive, I was trying to think should we call it Moon Scythe or something, because he has like a Satyr Scythe thing. But even that'd be really lame, right? If he just has like standard Moonglaive, like that's not really custom at all. So, I mean, I think he needs to have some other behavior, but I just haven't decided what yet, because I don't know what that would be. So, he's a short-range warrior. He can learn Sentinel. Let's not give him Sentinel, though. Let's give him... I need to look at the list of abilities for this. I need to see if there are any, like, hidden abilities we can use, or something. Ability status. What do we got? Oh, it's over here now. Okay. We got Death Coil, we got Mana Burn. Oh wait, Mana Burn! That's a Fellstalker thing. Everyone hates Fellstalkers with Mana Burn, right? At least in the Frozen Throne. There's like way too many of those. Acolyte Harvest, Inferno, Tichondrius Inferno, War Stomp. We got Cold Arrows. Holy Light. I guess I should base my decisions on balance. That would probably be what a Blizzard professional would do. But I don't know if I'm going to do that. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to do that. Polymorph, Raven Form, Self-Destruct, Sleep, Slow, Tree of Life Upgrade ability, Item abilities. Item abilities could be fun sometimes. But I don't know what we're going to do with them. You got things like evasion, attack speed increase. So yeah, I mean, you definitely need some kind of ability, right? Did I just see some kind of spies ability? Neutral spies. What the heck is that? Let's give him that just to see what it does. I don't know what that does. ANSP. Let's give him that. Alright. That would be in unit abilities, I think, right? Yeah. And then we'll just go to eSend. This guy right here. And instead of Sentinel, we're going to give him Neutral Spies, because what is that, right? I don't know what that is. Would you like to save unit ability? Oh, yes. Let's save the unit abilities. Yep. Random Chaos Mod. Yep. Yep. Save the unit abilities. Thanks, computer. Alright. Let's see where we're at. Let's give it a go. Alright, great. Here's my corrupted wisp. Let's just use greed is good. 999.
Your building is complete.
And I need a Hunter's Hall. Hunter's Hall. That icon
Your
does not look
building is
different,
complete.
actually. It just looks not as good.
The shadows call.
Why is he still
You
called
again?
Huntress? I thought we fixed that.
You caught
Didn't we
me.
fix that? I didn't push save, did I? Or something. Satyr Hunter? Yeah, we didn't push save. Alright. Well, I'm still interested in his abilities. Oh, it doesn't show. He doesn't actually have He
Is
doesn't
that
actually
all?
have neutral spies.
Delicious.
Alright, can't have neutral spies.
Ah,
Darn it.
delicious.
Can't do neutral spies. What good is that?
The shadows
Create more
call.
moonwells.
Create more moonwells. That is offending me. It needs to say venom wells. It needs to say create more venom wells. So for that, you have to go to command strings right here, where it says create more moon wells. Right, we have the whole game at our disposal. We can just change anything. So now it says create more venom wells. Problem solved. Now I should probably also close night elf unit strings, having fixed that one. Yeah.
You again? You
So
caught me.
here are satyr hunters. Let's try to think
Delicious.
about. We'll do a
Cunning
brainstorm. If I
plan.
get some satyrs and some satyr hunters, I'm gonna build more venom wells. Did that say build moonwell? I think it did.
Your building is complete.
No, it says create
The
venom
shadows
wells. Okay,
call.
good.
The shadows call. The shadows call.
Your building is
The
complete.
shadows call. The shadows call. The shadows
So
call.
I'm gonna build myself
The shadows
a
call.
satyr
The
army.
shadows call. The shadows
Your
call.
building
The
is
shadows
complete.
call. You again? Now delicious.
Great. So here's my satyr army. So the
Cunning
question is, if I
plan.
build a satyr
Is
army and I
that
run them into
all?
battle,
Cunning plan.
what do I wish that they could do?
Delicious.
What kind of balanced
Is that all?
systemly things do they need?
Delicious.
I don't know. I haven't thought of that. But let's see what do we come up with, right? Here's my satyrs. They already have their bouncing glaives. Additional bounces. We don't need additional bounces. It's already pretty good. Also, there's a visual bug. There's a visual bug on that one. Should be able to fix that though.
Is that all?
It's leaving behind little floating edges of it. We can fix that. We can fix that. Let's see. We'll just get our satyr missile. It should be right here in abilities, weapons, satyr hunter missile. And for that, now I just want to import from file, from itself, leaving everything, time scaling all these, leave everything, leave everything. So we've got a time scale, behavioral, motion, whatever. And this guy who's always visible, that's ridiculous. He's going to use geoset 3. So yeah, that should really do it, shouldn't it? That ought to do it. He's just going to use geoset 3. All right, great. I think that'll do. Let me just save. All right. Let's go check it out again. Let's check it out. I just want to see that that worked. Oh, it's already running. All right, great, sure. All right. I don't know if I take this long coming up with what abilities to give him. I'm gonna have a really long time on heroes. That's not too good. Let's brainstorm really fast. What do you think he should have as far as abilities? He's mounted on this guy. I mean, it would seem like he could have some kind of mounted charge, but that's just gonna be really hard to make because we probably have to operate within the scope of like what we can do with the datas, right? Like what can we do really fast with the datas? So probably not going to have a mounted charge. But I'm not sure what he is going to have. Alright, warp 10. It's a really interesting loading thing. I wonder if like the prefetch loading stuff is broken, if I like broke the loading. You know, the preloaders. I need to check on the preloaders.
Your building is complete.
That's what I'm saying. Alright, we'll get some
Your
satyrs,
building
get some
is
satyr
complete.
hunters.
Your building is complete.
I'm not
The
sure I like that
shadows
satyr
call.
hunter icon. I feel
The
like it could
shadows
be.
call.
I could literally just use a
The
purple
shadows call.
Bellstalker
Is that
icon and it
all?
would probably be
Is
better.
that all?
But let's go do some combat. Actually, I
Now
can just have them
what?
shoot
You
each
caught
other.
me. Delicious.
Yeah, there we go. So
Is
we
that
now
all?
no longer
Now
leave
what?
behind
Cunning plan.
the handle of the
Delicious.
bouncing blade. Like the bouncing scythe, which that's definitely important, right?
Ah.
You wouldn't want to.
You caught
You
me.
wouldn't want to have that just leaving behind.
Now what?
That'd be stupid.
You caught me.
So there we go. Now we have these little bouncing scythe guys we're throwing
Now
around.
what?
And all these satyr tricksters
You
are
again?
okay. Satyr trickster
Now
is
what?
ranged. I forgot about that.
You again?
This is making me question most of my decisions thus far because
Now what?
doesn't it seem
again?
like if I was going to
Now
be really
what?
cool,
You caught me.
what I should probably actually do
Now what? You
is
again?
have the satyr
Now what?
trickster
You caught me. Now
and a
what?
Fellstalker and say that he
caught
could mount
me
the
again?
Fellstalker
You
with a
caught
mount
me.
skill.
Now what?
And if I did that, then
You
that
caught
would be
me.
his ability probably. Also,
Now
he has
what? You
shadow
again?
mode. He shouldn't have shadow mode.
Cunning. Now what?
But I don't know. I mean, is that too cliche? Also, I would have to spend all the time making the model for the mounting, which maybe we don't want to do. So being that we already have the
You
Satyr Hunter
again?
and he's there and he looks pretty cool,
You caught me.
I'm kind of
Now
inclined
you
to say we
again?
can just keep him.
Now what?
But
Is
what
that
kind of
all?
abilities should he have?
You again?
Got this bouncing glaive. I guess if he's going to be in the front, what if we give him an upgrade that gives him
You again?
an activatable lifesteal? So like he can use this ability that'll give him like a life drain on his little bouncing glaives. And we'll make it that when he does that, I guess the glaives will probably change model, right? That seems like that's pretty cool. So for that, if we go back to the ability data table, as we were looking at, I noticed Vampiric Potion, I think, exists. Vampiric Attack, Vampiric Aura Creep, Vampiric Attack, Item, Aura Vampiric. I don't think it's an Aura. Is it an Aura? No, it is an Aura. Alright, somewhere there used to be Vampiric Potion. Oh, is that only in the Frozen Throne? Maybe that's only in the Frozen Throne. Unless, I don't know what AIVA is the same as... No. Why are there 3 ability ID columns? Uber Alias. Oh wait, they have little notes on them. They have little notes on them. I didn't know that. All right, so the first one, alias, is duplicate entries of different abilities. Code I knew about is defines the class ID that determines behavior, but a Uber alias is the code art used to look up tooltips and art. I didn't know that. That's really interesting. I don't know why that's different than the main alias column. I'm not sure why that would be. Alright, so we have item aura vampiric, but we also want to have... What? Wait, so we look at vampiric, and item aura vampiric, vampiric aura. There's vampiric attack, right? Which would seem to be lifesteal. Presumably for items that had that ability, of which there were some. Like this vampiric attack item ability. I'm guessing this is probably the like lifesteal item attack and then the Mask of Death life-stealing attack. But it seems like the vampiric potion is probably only in the Frozen Throne. We could confirm that in our world editor, but I'm guessing the vampiric potion is only in the Frozen Throne. Alright, items. What do you think? Is there no? There's not a search, is there? Glyph of purification. Look, it's the old glyph rune icon. That's kind of fun. I do not really see vampiric potion. Oh, nice, potion of greater invisibility. Uses that old icon. I thought for a while that old icon wasn't used. I guess it is used. All right. We do have Mask of Death, though, right? Well, there's Fat Loot. Yeah, we have Mask of Death and Fat Loot both, so we have that. But I don't think there's a Vampiric Potion, so I can't actually do what I thought I was going to do. But, maybe we could do some of it. So if I think about IAVA, or AIVA, which is Item Vampiric Attack, I'm interested if Item Ability Funk in AIVA, Vampiric Attack. Oh, it's Vampiric Lifesteal Ability. What is AIVA, though? Special art placed on the hero when the ability fires. Let's give our dude AIVA. All right, now I want to know what this. I want to know what this ability is. So we're just gonna go to unit abilities, and we're just gonna give that ability to our guy, who right now in this thing has spot. He actually does have the spy ability. It's actually in the game, but I guess I can't use it. I don't know what it does. All right, but let's get rid of that. So, unit abilities, Esen. This guy, instead of that, he's just gonna have the vampiric attack item ability. I think it's the Mask of Death, right? Well, I guess we could check that in the tables, actually. We could check if item data has that Mask of Death. What is your ability? AIVA. Yeah, okay. So, I would have thought that that made him shoot... You know, in the Frozen Throne, the Mask of Death changes your projectile art effect. I wonder if it does in this one. I kind of forget. I thought it did, but now I kind of forget. So, let's find out. Because, of course, that would be silly because it's going to change his little cool custom attack we just made. So that would mean... Maybe we could just make an upgrade that gives him a small life-stealing attack with a custom art. That's super lame, but, you know, it's something. We're modding the Reign of Chaos, so I probably shouldn't expect much. Let's see. Alright, 10, greed is good, build things, honestly, let's get synergy, so I
Your
can just get
building
some of
is
these guys coming right out.
The shadows call.
Great,
shadows
so
call.
it's
You
definitely
copy.
not
Is
an
that
active
all?
ability. Let me see if,
Cunning plan. You again? Delicious. You caught me.
Alright, when throwing at
Is
each
that
other, they
all?
throw their normal weapon.
Ah,
See what happens when they throw at
cunning
creeps.
plan. You again? You caught me. You again?
Oh yeah, alright,
Caught me.
interesting.
You again?
It doesn't change their missile art, but it causes them to
now.
steal life on attack.
You caught me.
So we could give him that. We could give him life steal on attack as an upgrade. That'd be kind of interesting. But I guess it doesn't really... It makes a very different unit from the Hunters, but maybe that's okay. Let's do that. Let's make it different. Alright. So for that, all we should need to do would be to copy AIVA into... this is item data, right? I want to edit the ability data. AIVA. And we're just going to make a new custom ability off of that. And we're going to give it the ability... I guess it's an elf ability, because corrupted night elves. So, AEVA, which isn't found, so we can use that ID. It should be open for us. So, AI... Come on, AIVA. Yeah, here we go, AIVA. So we're going to copy AIVA. Can I, insert? Yeah, that looks like that worked. Alright, alright. Vampiric attack. But the problem also is it doesn't have an icon. Why doesn't it have an icon? Do they by chance in these days, do they have a column show icon? That would be really nice if there was one of those. What the heck is warp? There's an ability called warp. I'm gonna give him that. That sounds amazing. I didn't know Reign of Chaos had a hidden ability called warp. Alright, we're gonna give him warp, but I just wanted to see if any of these columns is like show icon. There's no way. There's like no way. Alright. There's not in its show icon column. But we do appear to have, you know, item, hero, whatever. So item's gonna be 0. This is not an item ability. And it's gonna be tagged as unit. But similar to Vampiric Attack, this one is AEVA over here in his actual... Why would you auto-correct that? Microsoft are the most terrible people. Not really. Someone from Microsoft's gonna watch this. Sorry, Microsoft. Look, just make better things, okay? Just make better things and I'll be happy. Alright, yeah, so this is Vampiric Attack. Instead of 50% lifesteal, I'm assuming that's what this is. Data 11. Why on earth is that Data 11 instead of Data 1? Oh, it's Data 1-1. In case I had Data 2-1. Data 3-1. For levels. Okay, sure. That's right. This is the Reign of Chaos. So I was just thinking it should be like a 20% lifesteal or something low that's not that good. So he gains a 20% lifesteal. But it really needs an icon, and so we're going to have to put that in there. Along with, I want a hero. Let's make a hero and we'll give him this warp ability, because what the heck is the warp ability, right? AWRP. That's just really weird. I don't know what that is. I'm really curious if this is like the Reign of Chaos version of some unfinished Blink behavior. So here's Vampiric Attack there. I wonder, if this thing is used to determine its display, then can I say it's going to display like Blizzard, you know, from the Archmage, and have it show Archmage Blizzard graphical display? Maybe that'll give it an icon. So let's try that. So I've loaded the display from the other ability. And as well as doing that, it has lifesteal on it. So we have lifesteal. Maybe we have a display. I don't have much faith that the display is going to work. And then I'm going to try giving the guy warp. So we're going to give him AEVA and we're going to give him warp. So let's do that here in unit abilities on our guy, Isen, who currently had item lifesteal. Now he has his lifesteal. And then, what is this? The Moonglade upgrade and Shadow Meld, neither of which is something he needs to have. He needs to have warp, because I want to know what that does. I'm Reign of Chaos modding, and I'm learning things. So let's run the game, and he should have lifesteal. It might have an icon, probably not, and maybe he'll have warp. AWRP, which does something. I do not know what it does, however. That just sounds fun. Like, having a warp ability just sounds fun. I hope that's a real thing, and I hope it works, and I can use it for a hero. That's why we have to research it. Alright, warp 10. Greed is good. Get all of our things running here. Great, get that. I guess we'll build a Hunter's Hall.
Your building is complete.
Corrupted Ancient of Earth.
The Shadow's Call.
Your building is
Alright, the
complete.
cool guy with warp.
The Shadow's Call.
None of his abilities show up.
Delicious.
Really?
Is
I
that
can't just...
all?
Darn it. I wanted him to have warp.
Is that all?
That sounded really fun.
Ah.
They took away the fun.
Is that all? Delicious. Cunning plan.
Alright. He's
Now
not
what?
regenerating life. Why is he not regenerating life? I think he was regenerating life, but we just didn't see it. Because it didn't have an entry in the informational table. Which is curious. I kind of thought it would inherit it, but it doesn't seem like that inheriting behavior works very well. So, for that, if we go to Campaign Ability Funk, or what is it, Common Ability Funk? I bet it's Campaign Ability Funk. Let's see, Campaign Ability Funk. There is no Campaign Ability Funk. Alright, what about Human? Well, where's the funk for SCVA, right? SCVA. What's that thing's funk? Maybe it doesn't have one. Does it not have one? We have AIVA. Do we have SCVA? We don't have SCVA. Alright, well I'm going to copy AIVA and we're going to put that in the Night Elf funk. Maybe Neutral Ability funk? Does this do search? Microsoft, do you have search? No items match SCVA. Alright, well that's not very informative. So let's just go to... Well, maybe it's the Undead Ability Funk, because it's like Undead Arthas' lifesteal, right? Probably not. Alright, I have not found that anywhere. We're just going to go to Night Elf Ability Funk. And I'm just going to scroll to the bottom. Oh, that's interesting. They said they thought Barkskin was used by a creep. I don't think it is. I don't think that's correct. Alright, we're going to have AEVA for Elven Vampiric Attack. Which is funny because it thinks it has the Mask of Death icon, but it doesn't actually show in-game, so I don't think it does. I don't think that's true. So we need to give it an icon, right? So for that, let's go back to unit abilities, right up in here, and that, never mind, not unit abilities, ability datas. Why is this so tiny? That's just crazy. All right, ability datas. So we're gonna go to ability datas. We're gonna make sure that we copy true sight, and then make a true sight that can't see anything, or some other ability that just has an icon that doesn't do anything. There's got to be an ability with an icon that doesn't do anything in the game, right? What do we have? Aura, Plague, Aura, Endurance, Devotion, Brilliance, Regen, True Shot, War Drums. Oh, there's Super Earthquake and Super Death and Decay. That's fun. What is Super Death and Decay? What? That must be Neutral Hostile Death and Decay. I'm guessing that has to be that. Alright, Elden Metamorphosis, Beefy Starfall, Reign of Chaos, Dark Portal, Passive ability that doesn't do anything. What would that be? I guess it could be like an aura with no target, right? But aura with no target. Does that really work? Why isn't it already that? Here's what we're gonna do. AEVA. We're gonna, instead of AIVA, we're gonna use abilities, undead, AUAV. We're gonna use AUAV. Yeah, AUAV, right? Why not? There are probably good reasons why to not do that, but I'm thinking maybe I should do it anyway. Should I not? Maybe I should not. Wait, I just changed the wrong one. That's really dangerous. Don't do that. Alright. Maybe I should not. I'm sad that Warp has no icon, though. That's really sad. Is there any chance I can make this thing, like, do warp behaviors? Can I make it do a warp behavior? It has an icon now, right? I mean, I think. Give me those warp behaviors. Alright. Give me those warp behaviors.
Your building is
Any
complete.
chance? Any chance at all? That it has an icon. No, it has no icon. Darn it. No icons. Alright, warp doesn't work. You can't have the warp ability and it won't work apparently. Alright, that's probably to be expected. Alright, so we just need, I guess, an icon-based ability to have an icon that doesn't do anything. There's gotta be a passive that doesn't do anything, right? Icon that doesn't do anything. Oh, what about 0% evasion? That sounds great. We'll give him 0% evasion. Because 0% evasion gets it done, right? That'll do it. That'll do it. Then I'm just going to have it be AE V2. Great, that's also not reduced. Yeah, okay, AE V2, which is just the second one for the same thing. And this is evasion. Vampiric attack icon. %, evasion. Great. So this is going to be my this thing where instead of 1 it's 0. So it's 0% evasion. Oh my gosh. They have little notes in here. Like poison duration, teleport, poison damage per second, time in seconds to lower the air unit to the ground. Wait, is there a note on warp? Teleport footprint width. Oh wait, so maybe warp is like a version of town portal. Is that what it is? Is warp just the ability used by the staff teleportation? Oh, I was like hoping it was really cool. It's not cool at all, is it? It's just a staff teleportation ability. I'll bet that is. Give me that item data. Alright, teleportation. Staff of... Really? Staff? What do you mean there's no staff teleportation? What ability has AWRP? We didn't find what you're looking for. No item has AWRP? Really? Well, let's make one then. Based off of what? Based off of Crystal Ball. We're gonna make it the Warp Ball. WBAL. Warp Ball. It's an item that has warp. Because that way I can click it. And we're gonna have another one called S-Ball, which is the Spy Ball. Every single item in the game uses the treasure chest except the flag. Great. Alright. ANSP. Just because I'm curious, what does that do? So I have the Warp Ball and the Spy Ball. I can use them in the editor now. And then I can go to... I'm just trying to figure out what these abilities do. Wait, let's cancel this. I want to save this because I need my Vampiric Attack AEV2. And then these are supposed to require things. So AEVA and AEV2 need to require things, right? So like Night Elf Ability Funk. If you look at this guy, Sentinel, requires the Sentinel Research. So I'm just going to go to AEVA. And we're going to make him require the Sentinel Research. And then we're going to make AEV2, who for now is going to have the same icon and also require the Sentinel Research. So that we know that we have this 0% evasion ability that's going to require that. So that's good, but also Night Elf Ability Strings. Night Elf Ability Strings is apparently not something I opened. So let's go in there. Night Elf Ability Strings. Just to, we don't have AVA in here yet, do we? Let's see. Yeah, I'm just gonna put AEV2 right here. And this is Vampiric Attack. Tip is Vampiric Attack. Causes the Satyr Hunter to steal life with his attacks. Attacks. How do they word that? Wait a second. How do you word, like, if we look at undead ability strings, right? AUV, VA, AUAV. Gain blah damage. Okay. AEV2. Data 1-1. That is just the saddest. Alright. Data 1-1% to restore 20%. How about just to steal blah for 20% of the damage is life? Sure. Is life for the Satyr Hunter. Alright, so that's they'll know, people know what that does. So that's that. But now we also have to change a couple of things. Not the least of which is the fact that actually the icon is bad because it's not a passive icon. So realistically, we should go to Night Elf Ability Funk again, and we should make AEV2 instead of Mask of Death. I should probably use passive buttons, BTN War Stomp passive, just so I have like a nice looking passive icon. This is also going to mean that I can go to Night Elf Upgrade, Funk, and Strings, and actually introduce in that same guy. So this way, case sensitive. Here we go. The Sentinel upgrade that was previously Sentinel is now going to have, for whatever purpose, I just decided the War Stomp icon. But also, that's going to mean over here that see down here, Sentinel is instead going to say Vampiric Attack. And you can research the Vampiric Attack. This is reminding me of something, actually. When I changed Night Elf unit strings, and I made the Venom well, I changed to a V. Did I change the hotkey? I did change the hotkey. Great. Great. Go me. Alright. So Vampiric Attack has a V, and this says, gives the Satyr Hunter the ability to steal life with his attacks. This actually points out we also don't have early stealth detect, so that's kind of bad. We're going to need some stealth detect, aren't we? We'll have to come up with something. Alright, so the Satyr Hunter is going to be able to steal life with his attacks, so that's pretty good. And now it's like an upgrade that really gives him that capacity. So that's fun. But also I wanted to test the magical crystal ball thing. So let's just let's try all of that. Let's try all that in the game and see. That's not the right world editor. Sorry, this world editor. Look at that. That's a Frozen Throne world editor. We can't use that. That's outlawed. Get out of here, Frozen Throne. I want the real deals. Oh, it's already running. Okay, great. The Reign of Chaos world editor. Boom. And I'll go to the corrupted section, and I'll place me some Satyr Hunters. And then what we're gonna do with the Satyr Hunters is do some experimentation, but also I want to have a hero. Now eventually this hero needs to be a Satyr hero. Alright, you know what? I can't stand not having it be a Satyr hero. We should make him a Satyr hero. Alright, Demon Hunter. Even before I change his other stats, let's just make the Demon Hunter look like a heroic satyr. And to do that, obviously, we're just gonna load up like the satyr, one of the satyr models. Ashenvale? Yeah, that'll be fine. Great. We'll just load this one, and then we'll just import from like the Paladin or something all of his hero glow. Seems reasonable enough, right? And I guess we'll just timescale and import animations. So like, we'll just kind of auto line up as much as possible. Dissipate. Do we really want to make a dissipate? I don't know if we do, because dissipates always feel like a waste of time. But maybe we will. We'll see about that. We have these things. We have planes, 13, 14, whatever. This one's attached directly to the hammer. So, is there... hand left is like the weapon, right? And do we know what's attached to hand left? Hand R, hand left, object 6, cylinder 2. These other things are just linked off of object 6. Alright, let's just stick it on the left hand. It seems reasonable, right? Or should I not? What's the name of the tip of this thing? Cylinder 2. Okay, we're gonna stick it on cylinder 2. So, cylinder 2. Each of these. This is plane 13 and plane 15, aren't they? But this one is on hammer. So we'll put that on cylinder 2. We'll leave out paladin objects because we don't need those. If I do uncheck unused, yeah, there we go. Now we have hero glows. Should just import and link basically. Probably fade out on death, I'm guessing. And yeah, actually we could just put standing portrait. Wasn't thinking about that. Yeah, we gotta do that. So yeah, that should give us hero glow. So now we're a heroic satyr, except some of these you gotta make sure to get moved to where we want them to be. So here's the actual, oh wait, I missed one. The weapon effect of hero glow, which of course we want to plane 14. It was never quite exactly clear to me how they decided when they made these planes for the paladin what was linked to what. It's like this one's plane 14, and then what is this plane 15 right here? So there's like a weird linking going on with that, right? Because like this one's plane 15, but like that other one's plane 14. Why is the other one plane 14? I guess what I could do is just tell this to auto-center the bones, and then I can forget about that. But it's odd to me. Alright, so let me do that. Let me try to link them where they go as best as possible. But, got a link here too. Get something like that, and then we can see how does that look in stand. It does not look nearly as good as we would have expected, and I think I know why. I think it's because plane 2 here needs to have its parent set to cylinder 2 if we're going to go the route that I'm going. And then, sorry, that was actually not correct. I didn't click on cylinder 2. There we go. We'll set that one to cylinder 2. And then this guy up here, if he's 14, yeah, he needs to also set his parents cylinder 2. If we do that, now we pretty much have what we would expect. Now I do wonder a little bit, this guy is a little off-putting and larger than he should be, and it's giving away the fact that these are all just square glows. So if we shrink that down, that's too much shrinking though. Merge it in, merge it in. That's too much moving. Alright, here's what we need. We'll shrink it a little bit, move it down here, and then we'll duplicate it and make plane 16. And plane 16 is going to be up here and a little bit larger. About that. That's starting to look a lot better. Still has an issue though, which is that this should be down here if we're going to go that route. This should be out here. And now it's good, except that this one apparently has like waved away graphically. Oh yeah, I think people will accept that, right? So this is our satyr hero, is our heroic, probably replacement for the demon hunter kind of thing going on there. And yeah, he looks pretty good. I wonder if he should have some other distinguishing features. You know, like I'm not immediately sure what that should be, but it would be kind of interesting if he did. I don't know if that's like a different color of fur or something, or if we just leave him like this. Maybe we just leave him like this. What about on his spell animation? What if his spell animation has some added effects and his attacks? I mean, maybe there should be like a ribbon there. I don't know if maybe that's asking too much. We'll see if we can add particle to his spell animation, like one of these like magic emitters, kind of glows like this, but it only shows in the spell animation. So just when he's casting, and it's linked to cylinder 2 that we were just looking at. This would be the weapon shimmer spell. So we add that in, and that's automatically generated a location, but we actually want it out here on his weapon. So I mean, I think this will be a decent model, at least, especially starting out for a satyr hero, right? So we can just go to Reign of Chaos mod, units corrupted, and we can say the hero, satyr, hellcaller, or whatever. Seems pretty good, right? And we'll put that in. And that'll give us the ability to then make our Demon Hunter style of guy into a satyr hero, just because that's totally necessary. Alright, so this will be the corrupted test map 2. It's map number 2 for testing the corrupted people. And let's see, units, corrupted. So we got that in there. So all I need to do really is go to Unit UI to the Demon Hunter. Come on, Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter. Illidan morphed. Okay, Illidan's first. Here's Demon Hunter. He can keep his sound set for now. This is a weird enough sound set. You could almost convince yourself it was a satyr. But he needs to be units, corrupted, hero, satyr, hellcaller, hero, satyr, hellcaller. So, there we go. That'll be hero, satyr, hellcaller as his unit name. And that should fix that, but also raises the question of icons. So if we go to neutral unit func, btn satyr, trickster, btn satyr, should be able to use btn satyr. So we can go to night elf unit func, set that on edem btn satyr. Alright, do not put dependency or on him, that makes sense. Alright, edem Demon Hunter will now be the satyr hellcaller, because why not? And let's see, summon satyr hellcaller. There you go. Satyr hellcaller. H. Alright. I'm not going to change the hero names and abilities yet because I haven't thought of what those should be. So, that's a good start for us. Let me kick off the world editor again. We can play with some items. We can play with some items with our mod characters. Hopefully. Assuming all goes well and I didn't make any typos. Great. Corrupted test map 2. What do we got? There you go. Look at our guy. He looks so real. He looks so real. We just made him and he looks so real. Let's see his spell animation. Look at that. That's a real spell animation. He's like, wah! Wah! Alright, great. So this is our heroic satyr right here. And basically he is going to be checking out what do the 2 new items we created do, if they're even in the game. I hope they are, but I don't know. I didn't necessarily fill out their information fully. Yeah, here we go. Dash and dash, these 2 items. Now, in case spies actually works, I probably need to have some enemies in the game. So let's just put an enemy over here with a start location. I guess actually probably all I need is a start location. And we'll just put in player properties of a computer enemy over there. So got me and we got an enemy. I don't know if warp works. I don't know if the enemy thing works. But let's just give it a shot. You know, we'll just test it up. Testing it right up. Great. There we go.
The time has come.
The time has
Now
come.
what?
Command me,
Command me.
though I be damned.
Default string. Oh, it only has 5 uses. Neither of them appear to do anything. Okay. Kind of thought one or the other would. That's a little bit disappointing.
Dorana Kal,
Alright.
at last, though I
Oh,
be
this guy's
damned.
foot running is too
You caught
fast.
me.
My blade thirsts.
Right? His
On a
walk
Dorana
speed is not
Dorana
matching
Kal.
his feet, I don't think.
On a Dorana
Although I'm not
Now
really
what?
sure. Maybe it's
Command
fine.
me.
It might be fine.
Though I be damned.
Is there actually a run speed setting in like unit
My
graphics?
blade thirsts.
I was thinking there was, but there might not be.
At last, though I be
Like
damned.
animations running speed thing. Let's see, animation running speed thing. What would that be? That would probably be unit UI, I guess. Let's see, tile split set specific, no. Name, unit class, special, unit editor, hidden editor, hostile pal, drop items. Oh, will neutral building indicate item on the map? Show helper object and object for selection. Blend time, scale. Scale bowl indicates whether or not bullets inherit scale. Oh, that's why it's called bowl, because it's bullets. Okay, that makes sense. Event placement. Required placement. Oh, it's a note from Frank Pierce. Pathing state required for placement. Pathing state that prevents placement. Is a building. Number points to sample when calculating the elevation. Elevation radius. If they have that, surely they have. Okay, here's walk. This is walk speed. So all I need to do is I need to go to the hell caller, the actual Saturn hell caller creep, right, and get his walk speed column, which presumably would be like maybe this 500. Yeah, and his walk and his run are both 500. And then all we do is we go to this hero to edem, and we give him also a 500. This is what I was noticing, right? Because this will change the rate at which he will run across the ground so that it matches the actual physical animations of his model. Very important. Wouldn't want to do that wrong. Alright, great. So if I do that, what you'll see now, if I open this particular map, or actually we could just open the game, is that the satyr will now run where his model will be aware of the fact that the model animation is fast running. So let's do that. Single player, custom game. Yeah, corrupted. And I will fix the rate at which his feet run. Very important. Very, very important. Alright, let's build that Altar of Nightmares. Get some Warp 10. Some greed is good.
Your building
I did not
is
change the
complete.
ground textures at all. Alright, so here's my train satyr hellcaller. That's pretty cool. The tooltip's updated, the icon's updated. I'm starting to feel like a
At
wizard.
last, we shall have revenge.
See how his feet, when he, like now when his foot lands on the ground, it's stationary during his movement, which is really difficult to accomplish, right? Because the model author had to program in a speed that is the only speed that the model looks good at, so that when the model runs, like his foot freezes on the ground under the assumption that he's moving at a rate of 500. By giving the game that walk 500 speed, which I'm pretty sure isn't even the hero's movement speed, the game knows how to animate, right? It's unit UI, it's not unit data or balance. It's not game balance. It's actually like animation rendering speed that made his feet correctly run on the ground. So it's important that we did that, right? That otherwise he would just not be a good hero and he would look terrible. So that's great, but he needs to have some custom abilities for sure, which is going to be really difficult because, you know, this is the Reign of Chaos, so there aren't that many abilities to pick from. But, oh yeah, the other thing I didn't actually check on, which I should have probably checked on, since it looks like my custom items don't work. We'll delete those because they don't work. Apparently, NSP and WRP don't do anything, so don't use them. Can I yeah, just delete Warp Ball and delete Spy Ball? They don't work. Oh, I deleted the Druid Pouch. Oops. There we go. We fixed the Spy Ball. All right. So that's pretty good, but yeah, I've been forgetting to test. I need to do another test. You can tell this. I guess this takes a little while if I do it. I've done a lot of progressive testing, right, to kind of get the experience out of these things. We might have to do like a big bang of updates right at the end just try to push through everything, because otherwise we're not going to finish the corrupted night elves today. But yeah, so let's do that. Let's go back to the corrupted drop down here, and definitely having some fun. Let's get
We can't build.
altar 10. Greed is good.
Your building is complete.
And we'll get the Satyr hero, because of course he's the only cool one. But I'm already forgetting where I'm going because it's starting to get late. You know what? That's not good for me. Because I was kind of thinking what I
Your
really wanted to
building
do
is complete.
is get some of these Satyrs to see their
Shadow's
abilities.
call.
You know? And in order to see their abilities, I really need to get a Hunter's Hall. To get my Satyr Hunter. Kind of makes sense, right? You get a Hunter's Hall, you get a Hunter. And we have Research Vampiric Attack on here. So, I mean, that looks good. But it says build more Venom Wells. So I gotta build more Venom Wells. So I can build my guy. So I can try to
Your
research
building
Vampiric
is
Attack
complete.
on him. See if it works.
The shadows call. The
Oh, it
shadows
didn't work. It doesn't
call.
have an icon.
You again?
I'm actually
Caught
really
me.
curious about the reasoning behind it.
You again?
Well, let's
Is
see
that
if
all?
he has life drain on his attack at
Is
least
that
when I do the
all?
upgrade. Let's see if it has behavior. Maybe it doesn't have an icon, but it might have behavior. I guess I should probably
caught
send
me.
my hero into battle.
The
Delicious.
time has come.
Ah,
Seems
At
reasonable.
last.
Get over there, Satyr Hellcaller.
At last.
At last.
Doranakal.
Duranakal.
Anadoranador.
So right now,
Damned.
if he gets hurt and he attacks,
now what?
We must
or like if he's just alone attacking, he's still gaining life when he attacks. He's going up by 3.
Cunning
Just not
lad.
illustrating it.
quickly.
That's interesting. So,
Our
I
warriors
research
have
vampiric
engaged
attack.
in-
Research finished.
Now what?
it hasn't changed. He's just gaining 3 health every time he attacks. Okay. Interesting. So there are several things that did not work there, and I don't yet know why. So let's check that one. Let's check the Vampiric Attack, Night Elf ability strings, AEV2, supposed to be the description, and it needs to be in Funk too, Night Elf ability Funk, AEV2, right? Yeah, which requires that it's supposed to have War Stomp. Oh, it's past BTN War Stomp probably. Is that it? That still doesn't really explain the other one not working. Seems like this vampiric aura target isn't what I thought it would be. I'm not exactly sure. Because I kind of wondered, I guess I was thinking it must just be the heal effect. Is that really the case? Abilities, spells, undead, vampiric aura target. Yeah, it is. Okay, it's just the heal effect. It's just this thing. This doesn't render it very well, but it's just a little yellow glow. So we're just trying to get that to load, first off, so that I could see when he's healing. And that didn't happen. AEVA didn't inherit that functionality. So I don't know if that's because of ability data, AEVA not having what it needs to have. Oh yeah, that's because it didn't have it. Okay, that was a previous test. So that makes sense. It's because I put Blizzard in there to see if I'd make the icon show up. So that'll fix AEVA, so the Vampiric Attack will correctly show a little heal flash on the guy when he heals. I'm pretty sure. But doesn't really explain whether it's allowed to have a requirement. It kind of implies that it's not allowed to have a requirement, which I just don't like. Well, I probably have to enable check dependencies, don't I? Where do you suppose... Here we go, check dependencies. That'll be it. That'll be it right there. They need to have check dependencies because otherwise they don't work. So we'll turn that on. Which reminds me, it specifies whether any research dependency checks are performed. Set to 1 for player. What? Give me the rest of the description from Bond, from A Bond. I want to read A Bond's description. He kept writing. Microsoft, give me the rest of the info. Alright, I don't know, that might fix it. Still doesn't explain why AEV2 didn't show up though. I guess that maybe that was because the icon path was wrong. Let's try this. Let's see if it was because the icon path was wrong. So that would mean now we'd see the icon, and maybe the upgrade, when it was not upgraded, would stop us from life stealing on attack. That'd be pretty cool. So we could say that we made at least one ability successfully before we run out of time. We are Reign of Chaos modders. We've made our first step of a grand journey to build the corrupted Night Elves. Let's see.
Your
Warp
building
10,
is complete.
greed is good.
The shadows
All the greeds, all the warps.
We can't build them.
Greeds and warps and warps and greeds, and pretty soon I can get some
Your
Satyr
building is
Hunters.
complete.
The
See,
shadows
they have an
call.
icon. They don't have an icon. That really makes me sad. I really thought that they would have the
Now
icon.
what?
Create more
You
moons.
caught me.
But they don't. I need to change that lady's voice so it says Venom Wells. That's like the one
Your
technology
building
I don't
is
have.
complete.
The shadows
Change
call.
what she says.
Now,
Alright,
the shadows call.
Well, let's try the
You caught
behavior
me. The
requirement
shadows
at least.
call.
Let's see if that much
Is
works.
that all?
Behavior
You again?
requirements.
Now what? Ah, delicious.
How are your behavior requirements? Oh, look at that! Now they show healing immediately. Even before I do the upgrade. That's mildly interesting. Does it just not work? I'm skeptical. Surely they would have made it work. Surely check dependencies can cause this to function. And I just didn't give them the right ability or something. AEVA. AEVA's vampiric attack. It now has check dependencies assigned. Right? Attack dependencies. Well, what else about AESN Sentinel? What about that one? That is 100110. And what is this stuff? This stuff's probably other stats, right? Yeah. 100110. Is that what we have now? 100110. Yeah, so we have the same dependency behaviors as that. Well, let's go back and check our requirements again. Night Elf ability funk. AEVA. Requires RESC. Well, maybe there's something else in AESN. Order. Surely the order isn't affecting the requirement. Requires missile speed, missile art. Trying to figure if any of these abilities have any stats that I don't have, right? What do I not have that makes my ability not work? I mean, we have requires RESC on there, right? But somehow it doesn't give me the icon. I wonder if it's missing button position. Is that... Oh. Sorry. Would that mess up AEV2? I mean, there's both of these abilities, the requirements are not working. And it's a little weird to me. Let me just try giving them an icon like that. Maybe the icon will inform me of what the deal is. And yeah, let's just let's kick off the game one more time there. Because I'd at least like to see that evasion ability. I mean, it makes sense, right, that if we have... Oh, maybe I didn't give him the evasion ability. Wait a second. The unit ability. It's been a while since I was on that table. Essen. And the game opens. I gotta go back to the table. Can we go see the table? Let's see the table. I clicked too fast and it reopened the game. I can respect that. Alright. Oh yeah, he just doesn't have AEV2. Well, that'll do it. That'll do it. Let's close the game and reopen. I just didn't give him AEV2. That would do it. Although it doesn't explain why AEVA is not checking its dependencies. I don't like that it's not checking its dependencies. I would like to see it check its dependencies. Is there an obvious reason why that would be? Like, I wonder if the units have some kind of dependency checking thing. You know, they kind of do, actually. Let's do that. No, it's already on there. Here, because it's based off of the Huntress, he would have already had the ability on the list of abilities. Like upgrades used, right? You would have had it on upgrades used. So you have that. We have check dependencies. Is there some other setting for able to have requirements? Cast check, dura check, area check, range check. What are any of those? Cast check. I don't know what any of those do. Maybe they were thinking about having a setting for like whether it has a range or not. Alright, I wonder. Empiric attack, and it has check dependencies, 1 level. Required level 0, because it's a unit ability. And yet it doesn't check its dependencies. I just think that's the funniest thing, that we have author notes with the names of the authors, like F. Pearson here, from what people noting what these ability behaviors do. It's kind of crazy. All right. Let's see that icon at least. See the passive icon. Although obviously the requirement doesn't work. We're gonna have to work around it.
Your building is
Alright, do I at least have a custom ability? Let's see if
We
I at
can't
least have a
build
custom
it.
ability based off of evasion that doesn't evade anything, that has 0%,
your
with an
building
icon
is
that I can
complete.
see that says you didn't
The
research
shadows
vampiric
call.
attack. Oh, look at that. It says steals 0% life, and it doesn't.
Delicious.
It's not disabled.
Cunning plan.
That's really interesting.
Delicious.
Because that shows that check dependencies isn't working at
You
all.
again? You caught me.
Research finished.
Steals 0% damage. I thought we had like the percentage in there. Something's not right. Data 1-1, right? We're using data 1-1, and we're loading it as a percent. We're loading it for AEVA. Should be 20%. Night Elf ability strings. AEV2 should reference AEVA. Oh, I put AEV2 in here. Okay, this needs to be AEVA for the percentage. So that explains the percentage problem. Doesn't explain requires not working, right? That there's our Night Elf ability strings, but our Night Elf ability funk. I just had a really interesting idea. AEVA requires equals this, button position equals this. And it loaded the icon, but it didn't seem to load the requirements list on either of them. Do they use the check dependencies value of their behavioral inheritance? Let's check that. It might do that. That's screwed up. That's screwed up, Blizzard. Why would you do that? No. Oh. The check dependencies value of their behavioral inheritance. So we check AEV, which should be evasion. Was a 0, right? This must be check dependency. Put a 1 in there. Then we have AIVA. Come on, AIVA. Wait. That is not the AEV I wanted. No, change that back. AEEV as the true raw code. Demon Hunter Evasion. That does check dependencies. So it's not even that. It's not that at all. Does its race need to be set to Night Elf? It doesn't even have a race column. Nope. Doesn't need that. Alright, AEV2. And AEV2, somehow, even though they have check dependencies set, they're not checking their dependencies. What if I copy check dependencies off of web? We'll get the exact value of 1. In case I put like a space in there, you know. What else? I mean, maybe if I make them a hero ability to check their dependencies? That's stupid, though. I shouldn't have to do that. They're not hero abilities, and they don't have required level. Excuse me. I'm just really interested that doesn't work. It just I'm not aware of a reason why AEV2 would not check its dependencies. Other than just like, is that just something evasion can't do? Alright, we're gonna go to the Frozen Throne for a moment and fill my curiosity about evasion. Is it the case that evasion and maybe lifesteal just altogether don't allow you to put a requirement on them? Although obviously we won't really know if that was changed in the Frozen Throne or not, but we can certainly experiment. We can make an ability made off of evasion that is not a hero ability. And this evasion-based ability has check dependencies turned on, and it literally just requires the Night Elven upgrade for Sentinel. And this is called evasion, and this is A00, and I'm going to put it on the peasant. And I just want to see, does it even check dependencies? Do you even check dependencies? After 16 years of change, of course, it might be that it does now and it didn't before, but I don't know about that.
More work? Yes, my lord.
Yeah, alright, it definitely does now. Requires Sentinel. So that works. But does it not work in the past? Well, let's try changing actual evasion. Right? Let me do that. That'll be a good experiment. So we're going to go to Night Elf Funk. We're going to go to AEEV. Can't find AEEV. No, it has no funk. Evasion has no funk, of course. That's the unit funk. That's the problem. Wait, yeah, it would have a funk. It will always have a funk. AEEV. Evasion. Oh, ACEV is in here. ACES. Not AEEB. What about the hero evasion then? Oh, I clicked neutral. I was thinking night elf for some reason. Yeah, clicked neutral. Because we need hero evasion. Here we go. Hero evasion. Right? I'm going to go in here and I'm just going to put requires whatever. Like, whatever I want. Corrosive breath. There you go. Requires corrosive breath. We'll just stick that on it. Maybe it can't be first. Is that true? Does maybe order matters? That would be really possible. But Sentinel's at the top on Sentinel, so order doesn't matter. So we have AEV, and now it requires corrosive breath. And I'd like to know, does the hero ability one now appear to require corrosive breath? Is that something that happened? Go to our test map again today, because why not? And I guess I'm interested if I go to unit Satyr Hunter. Oh yeah, item lifesteal and vampiric attack. So it's interesting that it says item lifesteal, that it's inheriting the displays from item lifesteal. I wonder, because I didn't really tell it to do that, right? But somehow it is. It's weird, right? If you think about why it's doing that. Item lifesteal and vampiric attack. But for the moment, I'm just going to try to place this hero and give him evasion and see if it requires corrosive breath. That's what I would like to know. Because I tried to make it require corrosive breath, right? I mean, you would kind of think that that would probably work after a certain manner of thinking.
Command me.
Yeah, it does. It requires corrosive breath right there. Okay, now my mind is really mind-boggled because this doesn't add up. So, actual evasion requires corrosive breath, but my evasion can't require stuff. Like, why is that, right? Let's place some of these guys. Let's check it. Why can my evasion not require stuff, and their evasion can require stuff? That doesn't make any sense at all. Like, 0 sense is being made, so let's find out why.
You again?
Oh, now my evasion requires stuff. That explains it completely. What changed? What on earth changed? Is this because evasion requires stuff? Okay, we're going to go back to Night Elf Ability Funk. We're going to go back to evasion. We're going to make it not require stuff. And then I'm going to reopen this editor, and I'm going to rerun the game, and I'm going to see what exactly just happened. I was sure we were in the game, and my requirements did not work at all. Or was it because I used synergy? I thought abilities used to operate off of Who is John Galt. Is this maybe before Who is John Galt was created, and it was impacted by that would explain a lot if it was before Who is John Galt was created. All right, we'll put some archers over here. We'll make them like enemy archers. We're gonna be fighting against. Great. We're gonna fight against some enemy archers. It's gonna be test vampiric. We'll run that. That would explain a lot, you know, if it was because I used synergy to be able to train my guy. That would totally do it. It's probably that. That's making me think we might be getting to the end of the video here where I gotta go take a rest and come back another day.
You caught me.
No?
Now, you again?
No, now they don't require things. They can only require things when evasion requires things. Why? Why, Blizzard, is that the case? So if I put requires equals nothing on evasion, will that do it? because now evasion requires things. Hey, I just had an idea. When I run this, the game is going to reload the settings, so I can actually just keep clicking test. I should have done this all along. And I can just test run the map as I want to. This is great. I'm going to start doing this, even though the editor's value is out of date.
You caught me.
More work.
So this guy's evasion doesn't require stuff, though. Okay, so then if I say... I mean, I didn't imagine it, right? Like, if we open Night Elf ability funk... This version of the game is insane. Alright, RACB, we put that right there, right? Now it requires corrosive breath, and this changes the behavior of... This changes the behavior of the satyr hunters. Why on earth would that be? It shouldn't be, but maybe it is.
Now what?
It is.
We must act.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Whether normal evasion has that is affecting whether custom evasion can have that. That's the most broken thing ever. What if I put an underscore, right? It just needs to have a field that it's checking against. Unless you're going to tell me that if I research corrosive breath, the other one unlocks. That would be stupid. That would be maximally stupid. I'm going to try the underscore, and then I'm going to try the corrosive breath research thing. We'll see.
You caught me.
Hey, the underscore trick. Oh, but now evasion requires default string.
Now.
My blade.
Is that all?
Alright, well, hey, at least I restore health when I attack.
Command me.
So I really want to see if I do the corrosive breath way, because clearly this one's busted and says default string, does researching corrosive breath unlock the other ability? And if it does, I know what we need to do. What we need to do, if it does, is go to the freaking frozen throne and don't do this anymore. Oh, sorry, this is the wrong one. This is 129. 130. I just had that open. I didn't think about it. Not this one. Corrosive breath. Oh, I need a chimera roost. Get some wisps. All right. But I can't save that map, can I? The game's launching. Put it out of the game. Oh, that's right. This is the old version. It was invented by geniuses, where you can save the map while the game is launching. Sorry, I just clicked again. Put another corrupted wisp down. Here we go.
You again?
So, this is vampiric attack.
What?
This guy requires corrosive breath. Now I'm gonna upgrade corrosive breath. What's gonna happen?
The time.
This one's gonna unlock.
Research finished.
You caught me.
This one's gonna unlock too.
My blade.
Because the requirement of evasion
You again?
is not actually the requirement of
Your
evasion.
life.
It's actually using the requirement of
Though I be damned.
the ability from whom it inherits behavior. It just changes the text.
Now what?
The time has come.
All it does is change the text.
More lumber is required.
That's genius. Of course it's that way. Of course it would behave that way.
Your building is
Well, at
complete.
least I made Tree of
Your
Whispers,
building
and
is
I have a
complete.
cool looking entangled
Your
goldmine
building
icon.
is complete.
That ought to count for something, right?
The shadows call.
Let's
You
heal
again?
in my venom well.
Now what?
We must act.
You caught me.
Command.
Ah. Delicious.
So, unfortunately,
Now,
we're probably going to have to cut to a break and make another video on another day
You caught me.
after I figure out how to hack the game and make a
You
custom
again?
evasion ability require something. Because apparently it inherits from normal evasion, which is the sun. So, yeah, there you go. There's that. That will do. And I hope you have a good one. And all your modding dreams come true. We made great strides today. I would say this is like part 1 of 3 of building the corrupted Night Elves. That's what I would say. I mean,
Is that all?
wouldn't you agree? That's what I think it looks like
At
to me.
last,
We're on part 1 of
brother
3.
calm.
And we're going to come
We must
back
act,
later and we'll continue.
though I be damned.
So, yeah, I gotta rest, and you probably gotta get back to being awesome. And so, yeah, I hope you have a good one.